Hello, and welcome to the world of Entity Point. Before we begin, I have a question for you. Have you seen the painting? I am the narrator of this story, detailing to you, the watchers, ever present, and to the players, the world around them, and the consequences of their actions. I hope you enjoy the story we have to tell. With that out of the way, it's time to take a delve into our current state of mind, beginning with Archibald Monroe.
So at the moment, Archibald is very concerned, given that, well, they have a general idea of where the base is located, and secrecy can only keep that base hidden to a certain extent. Zach seems convinced that only people who are supposed to find it can find it, but that isn't very specific. That isn't enough. And they tracked them there, and Archie couldn't give a warning in time. And yeah, he also is feeling very constricted right now because he's not. There are devices he wants to work on, things he wants to test that he can't right now because he doesn't want the enemy getting their hands on things.
Constance. Yeah.
I hope to anything and everything, that this is the right decision. Because if it's not, I'm probably dead. The rest of us are probably dead. And I would have given up a perfectly good opportunity to step away from that before it happens.
That is one loud cup.
So we are dealing with a bomb person inside of a thing that we don't know how to get inside of, nor how to destroy without the bomb person blowing up, and is going to be used sometime soon. But unfortunately, I don't have the time nor the energy to question all of my decisions leading to this point. It's either go big or go home, and going home would be dying. I would really not like to die, so I'm going to focus on going really, really big here. Just hope everybody else can also do that.
Rogue X.
Rogue is trying her best to put a team back together in the midst of a situation where there are bigger fish to fry. However, without being able to work with the people we have no hope of tackling this larger problem. So her hope is only that things will rectify before it all comes crashing down on top of us.
Mason Kane.
I'm glad we've got Constance back with us for the time being. Yeah. He's an invaluable asset, but even more than that, he's an invaluable friend. I don't think anyone in this group would be better off by themselves, and I feel we're safer together. We need all the help we can get.
Before we begin, do any of the players have any questions?
I guess actually, yeah, one. Where will Fonzie be for the course of this session?
When we begin, being the same day, you will be off doing whatever he would normally do, dealing with his new powered suit, trying to figure out what everything he can do with it. So the next day, he'll be off looking to get the help of his old crew,
I see.
gathering more allies.
Okay. That makes sense.
Does anyone else have any questions? Understood. Allow me to paint a picture. The dark figure sits at a desk, staring off at something only it can see. Tendrils extend out of him, searching for those connected, but those in Entity Point cannot be felt. Entity Point is untouchable, and the figure doesn't like that. It will make the world burn if it has to. Wednesday, May 6th, 2020. Rogue, John, and Alfonso just finished a conversation about the group, and Rogue has left to go speak with Constance. So we will begin with Rogue finding Constance, wherever Constance has chosen to be in the bunker.
I think probably just like a room over.
Gotcha. Yeah, forgive any miscommunication of ideas. If I give Constance any wrong information in this situation, feel free to correct me. It's been a second. So yeah. But I'm gonna head over to Constance. Is there anyone from Matthias's base in the room where I head into to talk with you?
Probably.
It's up to you who is.
Well, as I understand it, we're kind of like on the first floor, probably in the foyer where we're keeping
That was
those guys.
It went down to the storage room where
Oh,
the
okay.
living quarters.
That's right. Okay, yeah. Then no, probably not.
If we were in the foyer, we would be power dampened.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
You'd be dying.
True. Admittedly, I do have the suit, which
You'd be dying less.
yes. Anyway, yeah. I'll walk over to Constance. Right. Well, talked with the others, discussed what we had mentioned, and it seems as though there needs to be further conversations with Fonzie about how the group will behave going forward. And we all do agree that there needs to be some guidelines in which we follow, so that we know what to and not to do as a group. Whether that guideline takes the place as majority vote or a leader, or as principles that we all have to follow regardless of no one person upholding them. All of those different ideas were thrown around as various solutions, but something, we all recognize something does need to present itself that way.
So, to be clear, essentially what I was talking about yesterday morning, both at the
Yes.
meeting and in the following conflict.
Fortunately, it seems that, however unfortunate those situations were, it did lead to everyone to understanding why those things were important and why we can't simply ignore them.
Got it. Great.
However, it is true that Fonzie is not particularly keen on acting as a unified team currently. He knows that we need to work together for this current problem, but is worried about the idea of following a leader and what that could turn into. He also does have some concerns about your connection to the darkness, occasionally causing you to act in ways that you wouldn't want to.
I don't recall acting in a way that I haven't wanted to, with or without the darkness, in the past 48 hours.
Some things apparently that he discussed when talking about when talking to Zax about creatures from the darkness and the darkness itself led him to be very careful of the darkness and anything connected to it. So I think that's where a lot of external worry comes from. I don't think it has very much to do with something that he's seen in you currently, but I do think that as we don't really know how artificial connections work or what this deal will mean for you eventually, it's something to keep an eye out for and at least address as a concern.
Yeah, all right, whatever.
John seems to have no issues with any of this. He believes that we need to be working together and that we all stand a better chance of it together. He's also a little cautious of what a leader could be and who we would pick as some sort of leader if that's where we go with, but he does recognize the same necessity for something. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if Fonzie was a little standoffish about this whole topic for a while, but I think that we can come to mutual understanding with him.
I hope. We don't have the luxury for literally anything else.
Yeah. Once I can figure out where Archibald is located, I'm going to try and get into contact with him to talk over our plans going forward. Though I don't know the best way to handle that for now.
Yeah.
We should get together again and, discuss what the team will look like temporarily at this point and also what we're going to do with all the new people here and what our general plan of action going forward is.
Yeah.
For now, though, we should probably make sure everyone is settled in the base and we know what arrangements are going to look like. Yeah. I guess, I guess I'll go and talk to some of the others, see if we can get settled.
The others meaning?
Matthias's, what would they be considered?
Project Enigma.
Sure. Project Enigma.
Yeah.
Torellians.
The Torellian!
Goblins.
Goblin.
Yeah.
One of them is a goblin.
Gotcha.
Is there anything that I can do for you personally at this point?
Not right now, but yeah, we'll need to have another meeting with the group soon. One that goes well.
How about tomorrow morning?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. From there, Rogue is going to go around and awkwardly see if there's anything that the various people of Enigma need.
Okay.
The enigmatic people.
And with Rogue awkwardly going around, we'll shift over to the next day. The day ends, morning comes. Thursday, May 7th, 2020. We'll start with Archibald. You are still in the Cabal's headquarters.
Yep.
Effectively confined to your own little laboratory off. You're not given nearly as much equipment as everyone else, but you've still had some time.
Where do I sleep?
There's a cot.
I was gonna say, is there a futon? I'm a vampire.
You
now.
get a inflatable bed.
There's that hammock, but there's like a really big hole on the center of it. Like,
And an alligator.
Beneath it. In a pool of frog.
full of lava sharks.
So, anyway, it can't hear any of you. So, what would you like to do? Zax is still with you.
Alright. So,
There is a camera in the corner of the room.
what have you been doing, Zax?
Why do you sleep?
It's,
Such a waste of time.
I know. Something I attempted to rectify at one point, but it's wired into humans. Just
That
as you
is-
need power, we need sleep.
Very unfortunate.
And unfortunately, we can't supplement our power supply artificially.
It shouldn't be that hard to figure out.
Have you attempted it?
No. But I can.
If you would like to, I can see how beneficial that would be if you succeeded. However, can you think of any ways that we could contact the base? I've tried using the radio, but as you know, it's
I'm not sure what they're using, but I haven't been able to break through their scramblers.
I assume those same scramblers would affect my teleportation.
Yes, it would.
I assume you're editing this conversation in the camera.
That's one of the few things I am able to access.
That's what I was expecting, but I also didn't want to assume.
Yes. We're currently discussing the assurance and the changes they have made to it.
Very concerning changes.
Though, from what I've been able to gather from the cameras, there is a way to deactivate it without it exploding. Unfortunately, only Gerhardt and Furon know that. And Furon is no longer in this base. He has taken up residence in the Old Kane Asylum.
Wait, isn't that now the an old people home?
Yeah,
Yes.
asylum.
Isn't that no the one where my father is in?
Correct.
Okay.
Asylum.
Actually, let me confirm.
Archie would have visited a couple times.
Oh no,
Over
Kane
before.
Asylum's not being used for anything.
No, it's not.
Not even for old people.
Actually, no, we did discuss
I
this.
thought we discussed that. Yeah.
Yeah, it is an old people's home.
Anyone over 60.
It's simply no longer being used as an asylum.
They did some renovations to make it look prettier.
They never
Yeah.
You're not prisoners, but you can't leave. Yes,
But yes, that is currently where Furon has taken up his base.
delectable.
And Gerhardt is still in the facility. And I doubt they would be very willing to tell us.
Do you know of any way to directly contact the radio at the base?
Unfortunately, from what Daniel... The little I could get from Daniel, because he was very secretive about that radio in particular, he designed it himself. That radio can contact yours. You cannot choose to contact that one.
That's unfortunate. I know previously we've discussed that you know how to create interdimensional communication devices.
Yes. Fortunately, the scramblers would break those too.
Unfortunate.
They're
What's so
quite
special about these
advanced.
radios?
You like, so you hold out the,
Yeah.
which are here somewhere. They are able to communicate across all dimensions. All radios of the same kind. Daniel could never find out who made them.
Unlike the mirrors.
No, the mirrors were the visionary.
I know.
The radio, unfortunately, was not.
Perhaps the visionary would know. On the off chance we could locate him.
Haven't been able to so far. There's a knock on your door.
Yes.
You hear Damien, the bodyguard. Getting any work done in here? As he opens the door.
Hardly working.
Not at the moment. We're simply discussing various things regarding the assurance.
Yeah. Gerhard wanted to let you know that I'm in charge while he's gone.
Understandable.
So, get to work.
So,
And closes the door.
what exactly am I supposed to be doing? What specifically?
You were given a room and said, get to work.
On
The only thing you have been told about why Gerhard asked you onto this, acquisitioned you into this group, is because you have the most knowledge about ability than anyone else.
and specials. Alright. So, as he closes the door, I'm gonna say, before you go, are there any? I may need a subject at least. At least.
Do they have to be alive?
Yes.
That's unfortunate.
As
We got plenty of
already know
bodies
how
for you to
extract-
use.
We already know how to extract the powers from a dead body. That's easy. That's the risk of extracting them from a live person. For now, blood samples will suffice.
We have some blood samples.
Will I have access to them?
I'll ask Gerhard.
Appreciated.
Yes. Unfortunately, the difference is their radios still work.
So, while he's gone, Archie is going to start working on the power drive we were talking about.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. You start working on a device.
And
You haven't used any inventions today,
yes, and
so please roll.
that is an 11.
Perfect. And what inventions do you make?
All right. So that power drive we discussed is the
You
first
can-
invention.
Explain it in game.
So, this is based off of. So remember, whenever I was in Jonesy's little office,
His closet
his closet,
Yes.
with all of his
And,
stuff in it.
and I found a little device that I pressed a button and it shot a laser. So that device,
He's-
what it does is, whenever you can use a power on it, and it absorbs that and can use that power for a short time.
It's a one-time use.
Okay, one time use.
Yes.
And so yes, Archie is making. With his suit, there is a core in the middle. Not a core, but like a disc area. And he can effectively input different drives that allow the suit to use different powers.
He's
It's
Blow up guy's power.
no.
unfortunately he'd be able to blow up once.
Except The bomb guy, he can blow up apparently.
He can't though.
True.
Is the bomb guy blown up?
At least once.
So he can blow up at least twice.
Well,
If his
we
power.
blow up once. We haven't.
Because he has blown up once.
But what if his power is blowing up multiple times?
What if
Then you can use the power blowing up.
What if
multiple
his
times.
power is blowing
Yeah,
up?
the difference
back,
is
like, you
his
don't know
body
what
puts
was?
itself back together. His won't,
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the big issue.
because it allows the suit to use the power, not him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
The ability.
he will be putting basically the power core where you can use a power on it, and you can one time use that power.
His power is blowing up and acting like you don't know nobody.
Luckily, the microphone can't hear you very well.
It was a funny joke, but no one heard it, so I wanted to say it again.
Anyway, and what is the other thing you're making?
I was disappointed. That's the usual.
You can only make you can choose to just make one thing and do like maybe some more weapons or armor or something.
I don't have anything else on my mind right now.
Okay, then just that for now. So really working on that. After a few moments, Damien comes back in. You can go into Gerhardt's lab for a little bit and grab some stuff, but I have to keep an eye on you.
All right.
Leave the robot.
All right. Zach, stay here. I'll be Zach.
Of course, sir. And you will follow Damien to Gerhardt's laboratory, which all the DNA and genetic equipment, you would see this basically a wall filled with vials of blood, each labeled with a name. What?
Start
He has
just
a baby,
taking
so-
shots.
Uh-huh. What?
Well, he has a few, but then he has a shelf full of
Yes. Damien said he has a few.
very reliable narrator.
I wouldn't trust Damien for anything.
I didn't believe your runs out of the base. I think each one tells you what to do.
That might be.
He's technically higher up on the food chain than me.
The ones at top you can't use those.
Are they Omegas?
Yes.
All right. He would go ahead and take.
I assume that means the most powerful.
Yes.
Then yeah.
Like our friend in the assurance.
Yes. Who's in the assurance? It's not my job to know these things.
I was gonna say, if you don't know, I probably shouldn't tell you.
First name.
I mean, you
Dom,
could,
last name Dom.
and I wouldn't complain if you did.
Probably.
I don't know.
But given that I'm the low man on the food chain, I shouldn't be doing anything I'm not supposed to. Shouldn't risk that. Anyway, Archie would go ahead and grab 2 vials from every row except the top.
No, I didn't say you could use all of them. You could use a couple. I said you can grab a couple.
How many?
A couple is 2. You know,
It
a
can
couple is 2 put together.
Yes,
So,
but it can also
2.
be some people use
but
it
I'm not.
religiously.
So you can use 2.
Good to know. Go grab an alpha and a beta.
I love this man.
You love Damien? Why?
Well, he says he has a few vials and then has a shelf of it, and then gets really adamant about what couples means.
Because well, Damien said a couple, and then he started grabbing 2 from every row. That feels like more than a couple.
Get it?
A couple of couples.
Exactly.
So yes, you grab 2 alpha and 2 omega. Okay. I need to. Could someone roll just a quick d20 for me, please?
I would like a slow d20 instead.
What if I roll 2.5?
No.
Alright. 13.
Sick.
You get 13 vials.
Each of them has names labeled on them. The ones you grab.
They managed to separate them into 2 different blood samples.
One of them is one of the blood. The beta is labeled Larson. What?
I wasn't expecting Larson as a name.
That's a name.
It is a name. Worse than what I was expecting.
And the alpha is labeled Sinam. Cinam. For the alpha.
Larson Jumble Fruit.
Most people in this town are named Jumbo.
In fact, only one.
At least one out of every 3 people is named Bingus Jungle.
No. Only one's named Bingus. The rest are just various versions of Bingus.
Bingus.
Bingle Jungle.
Mingus. Dingus.
John
Pingus.
Dingleberry.
Bingus Jungleheimer Schmidt.
John Jacobs.
So you grab those two.
Bingus.
Okay,
All right.
get out.
I appreciate it.
John.
And he would go ahead and head back to his
Mhm.
his lab.
John Genus.
So he would start working on trying to separate the guillotine more easily.
Mm-hmm.
The blood first.
Okay.
Because just
Yeah. So,
making
well,
small steps.
you are working on that. We'll switch back to the bunker. So early in the morning, around 9 o'clock, I'll say. What would everyone like to be doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and see who else is awake. If no one else is awake, then I'm gonna head down to the kitchen and start getting breakfast ready.
You want to roll a d6 to see if we're awake?
Sure.
What means awake?
1.
I was just gonna say, like,
I do.
1,
Oh.
2, 3. Oh, so I tell you the value, you tell me if I'm awake or not.
Yeah, something tells me he's just gonna give the same answer
I
regardless.
rolled a 3.
You're
Yeah.
awake.
Do you want to roll 2? You are.
No, I'm awake.
Yeah.
I didn't sleep.
I know you. Oh, great.
Constance.
Constance, we talked about
You don't know
this.
that. You don't know that.
You just walk up to your eyes are just bloodshot and blackened.
I mean, my face is always gaunt.
His face always looks like that.
It's a normal thing.
Catheryn
Yeah.
is making breakfast.
Making dinner. Wow.
She hasn't gone to sleep
She
either.
didn't sleep either.
So she's making breakfast, which usually she just makes eggs and bacon.
Where did we,
She's very good at
where
it.
did we get the eggs and bacon?
Oh,
Alfonso.
Fonzie's fight money.
Alfonso's
Oh, okay.
pays for
No, but like, wait, okay, never mind.
the store.
That's fair. Okay. That makes sense.
How do they get produce into Colorado that Colorado can't produce itself?
Have you heard of Walmart?
He means
Force
importing into
field.
Colorado.
How do
with the
they
whole
import
barrier
it through the
situation.
force field?
They probably just don't.
They import it through the force field.
There are access points. They're heavily regulated by the
You
UEG.
haven't thought about this, have you?
Because it didn't matter. And it doesn't.
It's true.
It
No,
is-
they're actually turning.
there
Colorado
are some
into
things
one
that there are
giant
very few
silo.
things I would label are completely irrelevant, but this is completely irrelevant.
I agree.
Yeah, but I want to know the economic situation of the town surrounding.
Can we talk about the
Colorado.
political and economic situation of the
Let's
world?
talk about
right
the
now?
power of agriculture.
Anyway,
Y'all ever heard about chickens?
anyway, Catheryn is
I'm
making
talking over it.
breakfast.
Is there anyone else in the breakfast making room?
Not
Nope, breakfast making room.
Distinctly only for breakfast. Lunch, dinner?
I mean, this is the only time people
Separate
ever
food.
eat
So true.
in this group is breakfast.
I had a scone once.
You did. Good job.
I'm in it. Just chilling though.
Mason will be distinctly sitting down, eating a bowl of cereal probably because he just doesn't want eggs and bacon today.
It's fair. Yeah, as per usual, I'm gonna go and start helping out. With
So
the breakfast.
Al decided to dip, or he let me know that he's gonna go look for his old crew to get their help.
Oh, I thought he was ready.
Right now,
Yes. Hey, at least he let me know.
admittedly, we could use the extra help, I guess.
And probably this is my opinion, he's probably using that time to think.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we don't get attacked today.
I'd be surprised. And also, we have a lot of people here that can help.
That's true.
What are you rolling for?
Metacognition.
On what?
Constance learning about Fonzie's decision.
Oh.
Constance does. Yeah, his body does kind of seize up and his jaw clenches, but otherwise, he remains silent, if grim.
Well, at some point we did need to talk about how this group would conduct themselves for the time in between now and when we can find out a more permanent solution. Once we get breakfast finished, what do you say we talk about it over breakfast?
Yeah.
I could go for a second bowl of
Sounds
cereal.
good. You know, now that we have a kid, she's gonna want most of that cereal, right?
And she can fight me for it.
I respect that.
Distinctly, Mason is not very much taller than her.
Then the 10-year-old?
He is 5'8".
She's probably
4
only...
foot, maybe.
How tall do you think 10-year-olds are?
I can go crazy fast.
She's
I have
not.
seen-
Sounds some weird.
I have seen a 6 foot.
Yeah, she is
10-year-old.
in fact not one of them.
No.
Anyway. After a few moments, you do see some
See
of
if I believe you.
Matthias's group walk in, specifically
Yeah.
Silas and Maya.
But I think you are.
Sorry.
Maya immediately runs towards the box of cereal.
It's not empty. I didn't empty it.
And Kathryn has set out a bowl for her. She
Is this-
immediately
what
fills it
child
up as much
would ever
as she
go for
possibly
cereal
can.
over eggs and bacon?
What?
What child would ever go for cereal over eggs and bacon?
A normal 10-year-old child?
I'm just saying, when I was 10, I would have gone
You
for
were a
eggs and
weird
bacon.
child.
cereal?
I feel like
What
eggs...
type of cereal?
No, I think I'm with you here.
Yeah, I feel like eggs and bacon, it's...
I have
Unless-
never heard of a child go for eggs and bacon over
It's
cereal.
bacon! Children love bacon!
Unless it's like Reese's Puffs. I might go for Reese's Puffs over eggs and bacon.
Beat 'em up, beat 'em up.
She also doesn't get cereal very often.
Yeah.
That's more
Well,
real.
Probably
Matthias,
lives
that,
off of eggs and bacon.
that feels like a flaw from Matthias rather than.
You know how difficult it is to get food into there?
You know how much easier it would be if Archie worked with that.
Anyway, yeah. She loves cereal.
Wrong.
Anyway. Silas is drawing in his journal as he's walking in, as Kathryn is setting food out for everybody. How's everyone doing?
Doing great.
I'm gonna guess that's not true based on that
I'm alive.
and the fact that you're a lot tenser now than you were 5 seconds ago.
I'm telling myself that I'm still breathing. And that is better,
That is better than nothing.
a better position to be in than not breathing.
Mm-hmm.
So, in a very real sense, I'm doing great because I'm not dead.
Okay.
No way. It's an 11 on a discern intent.
Constance, he does. He's saying
good because he's not dead, but
he's saying
not
what
good.
he's meaning to say, in that he truly does believe that he is great. It's great to be alive, but yeah, his body language seems to indicate that he is also
pissed.
very frustrated right now.
Understandable.
So what's the plan for today?
That's a great question. Yeah. Rogue is rethinking her idea of talking over breakfast now that Silas and Maya are amongst us, but doesn't quite know a way out of this yet. So,
The simplest solution is not talking over breakfast.
true, but Kathryn keeps asking what the plan is, or asking questions that facilitate talking about it.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so
Um,
use the brute force of small talk.
Rogue
Point it-
can't
I don't
do
know how
small
to do
talk.
that.
Was the weather
What is talking small?
game
You're
last
right,
night?
you only know how to talk big.
Am I supposed to whisper? Is that what that means?
You know, in Rogue, I think at this point has decided that if we're going to talk about it, we're going to talk about it. So, right. Well, we'll need to decide first of all what temporary order keeping method we're going to go with. Whether that be picking a leader, going with a majority vote decision, picking what decisions need to be voted on, or going with epic or with an ethic based thing where we can set aside clear rules that we all follow without anyone being in charge of those rules. Does anyone have a preference? This will obviously have to be revisited when Fonzie gets back, but unfortunately he isn't here to have the discussion and we need it now.
In a group of this size, I fail to see the reason for. I fail to see a compelling enough reason for a leader. I think we can function just fine without one, so long as we adhere to whatever the majority of the group decides is best.
Like a democratic opinion.
All right.
Yeah, I guess that's one way of putting it.
What type of decisions need to be brought before the group before making them then?
Any decision that involves leaving this bunker needs to be brought before the group. This is simply so the group is always aware of what anybody is wanting to do and when they're going to do it, and also to prevent gaps of information should somebody leave without having said anything at all. That seems pretty baseline to me.
What do you think about that, John and Kathryn?
That makes sense to me. Trust me, I'm not happy that he just decided to leave, but at least he told somebody.
That's true.
No, if you're leaving the base, someone's got to know. We can't have people all over town and us not know where they are.
Do you think that it has to be a decision in which the majority agrees with before you leave?
Yes.
I feel like it'd be a good idea because, like,
Okay.
if you want to go to the store and it's a dumb idea and there's nothing we're needing from the store, you should probably stay here.
What if is it the majority of people currently at the base, or how do we decide? Let's say this is we get everyone on board, but Fonzie and Archibald currently aren't here. Do we count them as abstaining from the vote? How do we?
Unless we have a
handle
way
that?
to communicate with them and inform them of what's going on within a reasonable time frame, i.e. minutes of when the decision is being made or needs to be made, then we simply just can't factor in their votes. We can't assume what they would say and thus somebody else votes in their place for them. So I think it'd be best if there's no way to communicate with them, then they would be discounted from voting.
I feel like in addition to that, in extreme situations, the rules and agreements we've made as a group should be set aside for the time being. For example, if the base is being invaded and everyone has to get out to be safe, I don't feel like we need to get a last minute group vote to decide that we probably should leave.
So in time sensitive situations in which there's lives or great danger on the line, we forgo the votes. That makes sense.
Yeah.
What about amending plans or making long-term plans? Should, like, say we decide to focus our efforts on dealing with whatever the device power dampener is at the center of town. Several people go out to deal with that, and then the others want to do something else instead. Do they need to confer with the rest of the group, or do the abstaining members that have left give them the right to change the decision on their own?
I think that if a majority of the group remains in the base, then whoever wants to go do something while somebody else is outside doing their own thing brings before the majority. But if the majority is outside of the base, then it is probably best, even if to the person who is there thinks it's in the best interest of the group, it is probably best, just from a general standpoint, for them to wait for a majority to arrive.
And that's for changing long-term plans, not things like leaving the bunker.
Yes.
Makes sense. Is there anything inside of the bunker that should be discussed similarly? Using the radio, making various devices.
I feel like using the radio should be a good decision, because we don't want word of what we're doing getting out. We don't know what people outside of here are going to say.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about the creation of devices and yeah, similar projects?
I feel that any device that is created in this bunker, any participating member of this team should have the right to know about it, either the moment the idea is brought forth for its creation, and barring that, then the moment that the item itself is created. However, non-participatory people inside this bunker, i.e. Silas and Maya, would not be privy to that information, as they are neither formally recognized nor do we truly know them to any meaningful capacity.
They're not formal Tyrellians.
They are not formal Tyrellians. That's one way of putting it.
Okay, that seems reasonable. So now we get to the last point. By what methods are we going to enforce these rules?
Ideally, the stakes that we face as a group will keep people in line with a clear mind about how this is to go down. But if that is not the case, which it undoubtedly will not be always, I think that if there are times when the stakes cannot be clearly understood and it seems like a rule break is necessary or required, but still has to be handled by the group as a breaking of these rules, we can't afford currently to really, there's not a whole lot we can threaten with. I mean, it's been made very clear that disbarment from the group itself is an imperfect solution to a problem, which itself may just result in a complete and total failure of the group's objective. So, at least for the time being, when each member's participation seems critical, we can't rightfully threaten them with banning them, kicking them out, removing them from the team. We could put them on lockdown for the time, put them in the prison just until the time is less critical, or the thing that they were intending to do or not do has passed.
Who would have thought of that idea?
Um,
I feel like if you're talking about the cages down there in terms of putting them in the prison, considering the fact that
or the tubes.
I would say the tubes, because we don't know how those will interact with powered individuals.
That's true.
We have seen every member of this group escape those tubes.
I would suggest the prison because even though the cage itself may not be, the Reaper clearly can't affect it. And based on what I know about what it's made of, nearly indestructible. And it could fit more than one person if you need to.
It's true, the tubes are not... We can't apparently rely on them as much as we can the actual prison. We could probably run a test to just see what happens if we throw one of us in there.
It isn't a bad idea, but I think even if the answer is that we couldn't hold them there, it is our best. It is the best plan we have to hold us.
Yeah.
Because I don't think we have a more secure method than that.
Yeah. But until this group either grows in number and or passes the time when every decision we make is of utmost importance and critical both to our own future and the future of an untold number of lives, then I believe the only way that we could enforce these rules is with the threat of imprisonment.
And to be clear, this imprisonment would be enforced through if the person was dead set on doing what they wanted to anyway, despite the application of the group, we would enforce this with force.
Yes. Brute force. Physical, powered, whatever it be.
So, to further make sure that our understanding is correct, the situation that happened with Archibald, if it were to happen again,
Would
knocking him
unfold-
unconscious and putting him in the prison is the right thing to do.
Yes.
Understood.
I don't know, I just feel like that system is a little... The idea of using brute force to imprison them if they have a dissenting opinion to the group, albeit if they're trying to stop the group from our intended activities or trying to go against the group, something needs to happen. But the idea of using brute force seems a little skewed to the members of the group that are more akin to brute force. For example, Constance, if you had a dissenting opinion to the group, I am not confident I could stop you and put you in one of those cages.
I think the advantage you would have is that the rest of the group theoretically would back you up, which should make it to where, I mean, save yourself, we would be able to deal with those situations.
And also, is everyone here aware? This is out of game. Is everyone here aware that you go by Mason now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, he
I'm
did.
just
He did
clarifying.
explicitly.
I did say that.
Yeah.
Just to be, and you do hear Kathryn go like, Mason, you have a way to deal with everyone then that we don't.
Well, what if I had a dissenting opinion against the group?
There, as unfortunate as it is, it has been shown powered embryos work on you.
True, we might have to develop specific contingencies for each one of us, should one of us decide to go rogue, no pun intended.
I think the problem is intended.
But there should be a distinction here. There should be a distinction made here. There's a very big difference between having a dissenting opinion and moving forward the dissenting opinion and taking actions that
Yeah.
dissent from the rest of the group. You can disagree with the group, that's fine. But the moment you go against the group's decision, that is not fine.
What happens if a person is shown to consistently go against the group's or hide trying to dissent from the group's decisions? What do we do then?
I feel like we would then have a group meeting that would exclude them in particular as a voting member, but not as they would still be present. And then we would determine if and what form of punishment they should receive.
I feel like at some point, if they continuously act against the group and go against group ideas and plans, at some point we should just let them plead their case, and if it's not deemed sufficient by the entirety of the group, they should be removed from said group.
The downside of removing someone from a group at this point, that they would have very, very dangerous information.
If we determine that their actions have been unwarranted or poorly justified, then again I feel like the only thing that we can do at this moment in time in the group's position is to just imprison them. Not to fully remove them from the group, just to prevent them from
Prison them until there's a situation we can find that will be better suited, like
Also,
maybe a
someone
mind
better be
wipe.
Keeping track of these, because I'm not.
Hmm?
Someone better be keeping track of these rules, because I'm
Yeah,
not.
there's 3 of them. I got them.
yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. Once the group gets bigger, and once, assuming we even do get past this matter with the Assurance and the Cabal, we can revisit how we deal with people who move against the group. But until that time, I think the safest and best way to deal with people like that is to just put them in a position where they can't hurt anyone, they can't hurt themselves, and they are otherwise removed from any situations where they could have a profound effect.
Right. That's a good plan. Yeah, that's everything I can think of to address on the scope of how we should be governing ourselves as a group. Does anyone else have anything that they feel needs to be brought up or such?
This isn't really a group decision or something, but unfortunately, I do think Archibald would be the best person trying to help us figure out a specific contingency for everyone, because he has ways of making things that we no longer have.
Once the group does fully come back together, we should discuss that further. Right now, I'm content to trust Mason's morality, to uphold the decisions that he's set himself on, and everyone else here, as Archibald isn't currently among us, the rest of us can keep in check with numbers and strength, myself included. So I think that that's a fine solution until Archibald returns and can help us have a little more than faith to hold Mason back.
Okay.
We should also probably see what the capability of those cages from stopping people in terms of using powers is.
I hesitate to want to test the cages before Fonzie gets back in case we break one.
In case someone.
I can fix it.
Maybe.
John the Handyman. Mason.
Yeah. But I think it's probably
I break the
best.
Cages. I was never put in one in the first place.
Yeah, probably best to wait until the owner of cages, until we stress test them.
Smart.
Yeah. That being said, unless anyone has an objection, I'm going to try and get in contact with Archibald. That is going to be my mission. If Zax can't find a way to contact him where he is, then I'm going to go and try and personally get in contact him with the new stealth technology that he presented us. Does anyone have any concerns about that?
No. Oh, this is something that I did want to bring up. I feel like right now it is probably best that when any one person leaves the bunker to do something, that they have somebody else with them.
Traveling groups of twos.
Yeah.
Or more.
I agree that that is a sound idea in principle. Well, I don't know how efficiently you would, when sneaking through enemy territory like I'm going to be, if I have to sneak into one enemy territory, the more people you have, the more likely you are to be discovered. On top of that, I don't really know what all of your capabilities are in that regard.
Yeah. Yeah, admittedly, I don't think that I don't possess your skill set. That is for certain, nor do I think anybody else here
Closest
really
I got is
does.
5.
I have
Ironic,
some experience.
ironically, maybe the only person who could is Fonzie.
And he's good, don't get me wrong, but again, even two of myself doing this would put us at risk.
I do agree with Constance though that 2 is a lot better than 1 right now. Also safer.
True, if I was discovered, it would be safer for there to be a second person
And
there.
I definitely don't doubt your capabilities, but again, if something happened to you and they got you, I feel like that would be a lot worse for the group.
Maybe. I feel like I definitely have some skills the group can offer, though at the end of the day, I am just a hired gun. A very good one, but
Yeah, a lot better than any of us.
true. But you do have Fonzie, and he's comparable to myself in many ways. Not being said that I think that I'm not valuable to the group, but
And also, this is a less important thing, but based on what you are, if they find out what you are and use that against us,
well, to be fair, they did make me.
not the Cabal, as far as I know.
True, but I imagine if they wanted access to files about me, it wouldn't be difficult for them to procure.
But you do have a lot of valuable information.
True.
And Omega's probably got a decent amount of that information stored, which they can probably pull.
I doubt they would be able to pull any information from Omega. If I were to die, I doubt. Well, I can have Omega erase the data if I were to die, and I can. I mean, I guess all I have is my word that I wouldn't give any of that information away. But, yeah, no, I do agree that there is risks involved with me going through with this. But also, I do think we if we enter enemy territory and are discovered, I don't think there's a very good chance that we get out of it, no matter how many people we have.
That's fair.
So I think our best bet is to put as much faith in, or as much work into not getting caught as is possible. And I think our best chance at not getting caught is for me to go alone. Now, if I were not going actively into an enemy base, I agree. I would want another member at least going with me. And I think as a general rule, going in pairs is a very good idea. I think, however, for this specific situation, I don't think that I like my odds better going alone, I guess. How do you guys feel?
Can't really argue against that. You are probably the least likely person to get caught of this group.
Yeah, you're probably right. If it were anything else, if it was anything not particularly um, recon intensive, then yeah, I think I would stick to two people leaving. But in this particular instance, when the group is where it's at with the people it has, yeah, I think going alone is probably better than not.
Right. In the meantime, we should probably start figuring out as much information as we can about this device from the center of town. Do we have a way that we could create scanning devices or something that would be helpful? Assuming we can set up a way to communicate with Archie to start setting up ways to give him information he'll need on it.
We would know about the radio, the fact that he has a radio, the fact that our radio can contact his radio.
Yes.
We could try the radio.
We would. I
Does it
think we would have to know the exact designation of whatever his radio is.
We could try it until we get it.
That's fair.
I feel like we would stumble upon some frequencies that we probably wouldn't want to, though, right?
Probably. There were a lot of options, if I'm not mistaken.
Archie doesn't pick up, we can just end the communication immediately.
Would anyone consider that there's someone named Zax?
I was gonna talk to Zax before going. That was my plan, but
Wow, Mr. Smart.
Because I feel like if anyone would know the radio designations, it's him.
Yeah, why did we never ask him about it?
Because I feel like he would, after 4 months, he would know Archie's radio designation.
maybe we will find out. Yeah,
And
no.
basically everything.
If Zax can provide a way to contact Archie without going into the base, obviously we'll do that instead. But yeah, in the case that we can't do that, then actually, yeah, let's go ahead and do that first, and then we'll decide what all of us are gonna do if we can get into contact with him without any danger. Yeah.
I'm assuming we're going there. I'm assuming we're gonna go ask Zax first.
Yeah. Go talk to Zax.
All of the Zax have like different information, correct?
They've all been synced up by this point.
Oh, right.
I believe Alfonso was like, this is too much work. Just got them all to sync together.
Yeah.
I think you said that as whenever we turned on one floor, all the floors got access to it.
Yes, I think so.
Williams, however, he's still on his
No,
own.
actually, we imported him. Archie imported him into the computers after Zax got a body.
I love that guy.
So, you're going down to the radio room?
Yeah.
Okay.
Assuming there's a Zax contact down there.
I'll be following.
Zax?
There would be a panel not connected to the radio, but on the wall. Yes.
Do you happen to know the radio designation of Archibald's radio?
Give me a moment. BE-U1-B.
Yeah, let's there is a risk involved in this and contacting him, but it's a lot less than going there. Hopefully his radio isn't discovered. I think maybe just in case it is, Mason, do you want to possibly go under an alias so they don't figure out who's calling?
I mean, and this is Zach speaking. They don't know who Mason Kane is.
True.
They
Yes.
would know who Kane is.
At this
However-
point, they might not.
Also,
Kane is only important to very few people at this
also
point.
it could literally be they could literally be being contacted by anyone anywhere in the multiverse.
True. Could be any
Fair,
Mason.
yeah. I could cook with Mr. Kane.
Yeah, but you know,
Let me cook.
Go to the bathroom.
Or you could say John Smith.
yeah.
But there are people that
They'll never see it.
That's fair.
You can call me John Smith.
But if you want to contact him, you're better at this wordplay stuff than I am.
Because it's,
I am Steve.
you may call me Steve.
Steve.
Minecraft Steve. Anyway,
Steve from Hit Game
so,
Minecraft.
you,
Look at
there
your
are
storyline.
various dials on the radio, and you adjust them
You
as
said,
needed.
B1 dash U.
BE
BE
dash U1
U1
dash B.
B. More time for the road.
BE dash
E.
U1 dash B.
Click, clack, click, 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 clack, click.
Archibald, your radio starts crackling,
Yes.
and you hear Archibald's voice.
Hello.
Recognize the voice.
With one hello, I'm not sure.
Who is this?
Who is this?
Classic radio
Do I recognize
conversation.
him yet?
This sounds like you don't know he's Mason
John.
yet, so John.
It's Mason now, but yeah.
I see. I see. Things going there. This is there. I am secure. Correct. That no one is listening in. Thank you,
good.
Dax.
You know, could be better, could be worse. None of us are dead yet, so that's a plus.
That's good. How's the situation with Constance?
It's back. That's also a plus.
What
He is-
conditions?
Shit, what were the conditions
What were the
again?
conditions under which you got him to return?
Hold on a second, I forgot the conditions.
There were a number. Is there a way that we could discreetly meet and talk about it?
No. Currently, I cannot leave this base without permission, and Zax can't get me out either.
Understood.
Correct, Zax?
I was able to get him to return, so long as everyone is willing to work together in a way that befits a group that we were trying to be. Similarly, he wants to be certain that you, amongst other members of the group, will abide by those terms.
I would need similar assurance for him.
He is more than willing to abide by whatever terms we've set up. In fact, we have set up some preliminary terms, none of which apply particularly to you so long as you are undercover, I guess. But something that definitely needs to be discussed once we get back.
I can't agree to these until I'm aware.
That's understandable.
And from what I see, from what I'm hearing, everyone except me has had a say in their creation.
A majority of it's just group vote, group majority decision before you go and do something. If you take an action against the group, or if you take an action against the group decision, if it's a majority decision, effectively imprisonment for a short period. And if one continues to take actions against the group continuously, I'm assuming it would be a longer term imprisonment until time comes in which either it's clear that one is willing to stop with their dissenting actions, or a situation arises in which their specific capabilities are eminently required.
Also, we have discussed readdressing these. Currently, Fonzie was not here to talk about them, and yourself was not. So once everyone is again present, we are going to rediscuss what these conditions will be.
They're temporary.
Wait, could you bring some knowledge for me again? I I was half paying attention. I noticed the first one. Wait, did you note all of them, including the whole Archie has to report every tech thing he makes thing?
We had not mentioned
You did
that,
not mention that.
which is again going to be readdressed once
Okay.
we have to
Yeah,
make more
cool.
decisions.
Granted,
All right.
I also forgot
I was just
about
making
that.
sure. I was just making sure that I hadn't hadn't just zoned out for that one. These seem agreeable.
Yeah,
That
and
answer would have changed dramatically.
obviously, any and all of these are subject to reapproval once you get back.
Of course. However, as I've said, I don't know when that will be at the moment.
That's understandable.
I don't-
Right now,
I don't have a way of getting out at the moment, short of brute forcing my way out, which is not a good choice.
yeah. We are trying to actually. We have gotten some information on the device in the center of town. I don't know how much you know about it.
I know significantly more. Tell me what you've discovered, and I'll explain everything else about it.
I'll essentially relay to Archie all the information I know about it.
I don't remember anything that you know about it.
Yeah. It's a device in the center of town housing someone we're using to power a dampener, and yeah, that power dampener
Big
yeah, covers
bad.
the entire city. Except it does not affect the base that we are in.
We also distinctly don't know it's a bomb.
No.
So, first and foremost,
Why did it track us?
something that is extremely
attracts
relevant
us.
at the moment. I tried to get in contact with you yesterday about it, but I couldn't find a way to contact you. They can track every special that's being dampened. They get feedback, and they saw the ones disappearing near the base.
Oh,
They saw it.
right.
Dear heart.
Okay.
Saw.
It's not good.
And he noticed.
Mason, do you have the ability to change that?
I wasn't there. I have to be there when it happens.
What about once we've entered the base, how early could you have changed us entering?
Or alternatively, could you have had one person go off separate, or have
Because if you could
if
change,
the
if you could,
devices, are the devices complete that replicate the Infinity Core suit's ability to prevent the user from being power dampened, affected by power dampeners?
we had several at the time.
So, if we could have one person deliver those out to the others before they arrived, that would prevent them from locating the base directly.
I talked with you before leaving the base, right? Could you change it to where you had me take those with me?
And they could disappear from the cloud base instead.
Yes.
So, mechanics question.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming that's a no.
No.
Because
You said no to your no, then yes.
Because I, according to Patrick, and every known rule about this power, can only change stuff that happened in the session.
However, our characters are not aware of sessions or what limits
Exactly.
those might hold on us.
Shoot.
Yeah.
In a more metaphysical sense, Mason knows he can no longer change it.
Too far back.
It's
It-
too far
it's-
back. It happened like an hour ago.
It was yesterday.
Oh, right. It was yesterday.
It was effectively after a certain amount of time.
I've slept. since
To
then.
him, it feels a certain amount of time has passed that he can no longer change it.
It's now set in stone.
Yes.
He's slept since then. He can't.
If he, in a more literal sense, we're on the next chapter and he can't go back. The game autosaved.
It autosaved over
Is that
his
also a reference
manual
to what I
save.
think it
Why
is,
did you
Patrick?
fucking click
Yes.
save? No, it autosaved over his quick save.
I tried.
We forgot.
I
Patrick
tried.
yet
I was
again made
denied. My
another
quick save was
Outbreak
canceled.
reference.
Yeah.
Like it's an ocean.
I was like, I will want to go back to this point, and we were like, too bad.
I'm glad.
I did.
Alan Wake. Have you ever played it?
No.
We can talk
Okay.
about it later.
Fine.
Unfortunately, I don't want this to take 5 hours.
Okay.
Eddie, what's a reference to? Most everything in Entity Points are ours.
So
That's true.
since that's unfortunate, but moving on. You remember the crater?
Oh yeah, Craterton.
No, the crater.
Where he's
The
from.
special
The crater.
that caused the crater
What I know
is the
about
one
that.
powering the dampener.
You do now.
A special cause the crater.
Yes, I told you this.
It's
months
in,
ago.
it's in the timeline, so you know that part. And
No,
he just
Archie
informed you
mentioned
that
this to
the
you guys months ago.
so you had just been informed that the special that caused that crater is the one inside the Assurance.
He did
Do
not
I know
mention
what
his
the crater
connection.
is?
No.
Great.
So effectively what you're saying is we messed with that. Hey, Entity Point's gone.
Yes, they've said that if it is not turned off by Gearhart or Furon, they have a way to safely disarm it. If it is turned off without their safety, it will explode. It won't be as big as that because that was him being amplified, but it'll at least take out Entity Point.
You said that your character wouldn't have. Alright, I'm gonna roll a discernment on that to see if I know this.
To be fair, Rogue spends about half of her time not understanding things that are being said.
To be fair, that's a 12 anyway. Hey, Josh, Mason's just gonna lean over or having a conversation with Archie and be like, he goes boom, we all die. Entity Point's gone.
Yeah, the last time he destroyed an entire state. That was when he was amped up on a power. He was amped up. But so it won't be as big, but it'll still destroy the whole town.
Do you think it'll destroy the bunker?
I don't think so. Based on what I know about the material. Zax, do you agree with this?
It's meant to withstand the full force of an entity.
Yeah, that's what I expected. So this would it uncover the base?
Maybe.
We're
Would it
pretty far from the
matter?
center of it, and if it's only city-sized anyway, it's
No,
likely.
that's city at the minimum.
Oh, okay. Well,
Like I said, last time it was state. That was when he was on a power amplifier, so we don't know how much different it will be. How much smaller.
okay.
Apparently, he's only done it once.
Okay,
And he
well,
reformed.
I
He
do.
exploded and he reformed. He survives his
That's-
own explosion.
That's not cool.
Okay,
He never detonated himself before. He only detonated other things. But
so we know the bomb is bad,
No.
and we know it's a power dampener, and we know that it detects anyone who is not unsuppressed.
no, everyone who is
Everyone who is suppressed. Yeah, I used a double negative, but
That's okay.
yeah.
That would mean if you have the device that stops the suppression, then you wouldn't be detected.
Yes. I don't believe that we should use the current the model that the Cabal is using. We should not use that until one of you manages to take a sample from one of them.
The Infinity Core
Because
version
otherwise
should
they
be
will
fine.
know
What if
that I leaked it. They will know.
What if we went, just like the whole group, packed up, quote unquote, and took Infinity Core armor with us and just went somewhere else to trick their tracking system into thinking we moved. And then once we get there, put the Infinity Core armor on so we disappear from their tracking sensors and then just come.
I mean, instead of doing the whole donning and doffing of the armor, you could just activate the function and deactivate it.
Oh, it's an activated function.
Admittedly,
I don't know.
It can, I assume, be deactivated. It's just naturally active.
if they had multiple areas of people appearing and disappearing from the map, they might not check this one.
Yes. It's still like, I believe they already dispatched the search team, but if you were to start spreading out that activity, they might begin to think, oh, someone has a way of counteracting this.
Zax, do you know if a search team were to search for the area where it disappeared, would they find us?
They shouldn't. I don't know for certain because, as far as I know, very few have actually attempted to find the bunker. But you would have to know you're looking for it.
Okay. So if they go here and they don't find anything, and then we appear and disappear at multiple other places on the map, then it'll keep them from researching this area.
Yes.
I don't suppose you could use yourself I guess you don't have a body at base, so you couldn't build. I was thinking a larger version of the stealth armor. That you upgraded the stealth armor. Could you enhance the stealth of the base, of the external, of the area around the base?
To be fair, the area around the base is already. I mean, its stealth is.
I mean,
Almost
render the base
supernatural.
itself, the entrance, invisible, undetectable.
Potentially.
But that could also make it more noticeable to any tech scanners. No, you've already said that. Even can you detect the stealth armor?
Of course I can.
Okay. Do you think they could possibly do that?
That depends on how high quality their tech is.
But probably not a risk that we should take.
Not a risk you should take.
It's better to rely on the natural security than try.
Monroe!
I must go. The radio would vanish from his hand.
Door opens.
Yes.
It's Damien again. It's your lucky day. Huron wants you.
Is he at the? Is he here?
No, he's got his own base set up. Over at the old asylum.
All right.
You'll get an escort.
All right.
You're famous.
Who will that be?
Shogun.
Good.
And
If he
Come on, we're on a
cared,
time
he would
crunch.
notice, he would probably guess that Archie doesn't want to deal with the guy that he experimented on.
uh-huh. So, Archibald will leave his laboratory and be escorted outside by some of the soldiers where you would see Shogun standing there.
I understand you take me to Huron.
He nods.
Is Zach coming with me, or was he have to stay behind again?
Zax is staying behind.
All right. So is Shogun leading me to the place we're going?
Yes, right. It's not too far away from where you are, so you're just walking there.
All right.
But you were walking ahead of him.
I was gonna try to scan him stealthily because I did specifically specify in my scanner that it can be done without, liability.
Yeah,
It's meant to
yeah.
be stealthily as well.
But he's making you walk in front of him.
Yeah, not surprising. I'll have to work up to that.
But you do see various patrols, UEG patrols going around the city.
Also, Archie would have picked up his helmet off and just put it on as he was heading out.
Yes.
Because as everyone knows, you can't do anything with your helmet on, right? Aside from, die.
You would notice that Shogun has some bit of fabric wrapped around his hand as he's walking.
Actually, I guess the helmet itself does have limited scanning capabilities. Is there anything about that fabric? Anything special?
It looks very similar to this. It's red. It has a small.
No, that looks like maroon.
Shush.
Is it, okay, I was just
A
asking
small
if I-
red. No, a small metal sun attached to it.
Would that emblem be familiar?
Nope.
No.
It just looks like a symbol of a sun.
Is that emblem significant to you? The sun.
He's not saying anything.
So, can I determine whether he is choosing not to speak to me or whether he's incapable of speaking?
Yeah, roll discern intentions.
Okay. I have a -1 in charm. 6. I get XP.
He's not talking to you.
Okay, Patrick hasn't decided on an accent yet.
No.
Figured that would.
That's not the answer.
All right, so yeah, Archie would just stay quiet after that, effectively.
What are the rest of you doing?
Well, that information does, I think, change the goals. I think now we have to decide, what we're gonna do first. We need information on this device. We need to either make or take scanners to it so Archie can figure out a way to deactivate it without blowing us all up. We also need information on the various places that they're staying, how many people they have there, who tends to stay at which locations, and what they're doing at those locations.
You would have a brief thing about the specific locations, as Kathryn did give you a map,
Yeah.
but not what they're doing.
Yeah, we know where they are, but we need to know what they're doing there and who's there.
Mhm.
Because obviously, yeah, when it's like Gearhart and Damien are off in the same facility a fair bit, and Shogun right now is obviously not at any of them. Not that we know that, but
Yes.
so figuring out who stays where, how often,
Who's normally where?
yes, is another piece of information the group should definitely have going forward. So the question is, which one of those takes priority? Which location and piece of information takes priority, and how are we going to divide and conquer the various tasks we have to finish? Also, while we're doing this, we should appear and disappear off of the map several more times. Though not so long that they would be able to start
Sending
running
people
into
out.
us. Yeah. Enough to make them notice it, but then pretty quickly after that stop doing that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Is that the map that has the?
It is,
ADS?
yes.
Just making sure.
Okay. One more time. Can we lay out exactly what it is that we're going to be doing alongside, the passive scrambling of their intelligence on where we are?
We need to find out numbers of grunt troops at each of the facilities. We need to know where the larger Cabal members are often located at and how often they stay there. We need to know if they're doing anything specific at the various bases that they're holding up, as well as we also need to scan the main device and get that information to Archie so that he can start working on a way to deactivate it that will not blow the town up. As another option, we also do have the potential of dealing with the other base if we find that alternative better than dealing with the Cabal currently.
Right. Well, taking whatever steps we can as quickly as possible to prevent the use of the bomb person as a bomb by the UEG, I feel like is most pertinent. The removal of that tool kind of like opens up the playing field, because as of right now, kind of just operating with that just hanging over our head, and I don't like that.
True. However, it will take the longest to actually do something about.
Yeah, but even if we can get, bare bones information about the actual thing to Archibald, at least we could have him working on it while we're off doing other things.
All right. So here's here's the way I see the breakdown then. We can either have all of us do that, which severely limits the scope of what we can accomplish, though may increase the safety of it. Or we could split into two groups. Obviously, we can't split into any more than two, as we only have 4 active members. Assuming Kathryn is willing to go out in the first place.
I'm more than willing to, but someone has to stay here.
True. I believe we could trust Matthias to watch over the base.
I would trust him to watch over it, but at the same time, I'm sure there's things here that we don't want messed with.
He does. Alfonso did specify he's giving them access only to those certain areas.
Okay. That,
Also, we can tell Zax just to not let them mess with the stuff
Okay.
we don't want to.
yeah, then
Yeah, we're leaving
I
it
can
to
I can
Zach's control.
I can help.
Okay,
Be really funny if we left the base and then when we come back, Matthias is like, "Nope,
my base now.
fine."
You remember how I removed the door from my base? I put a new one on yours. So that is a concern. If he did wish, he could probably manipulate a lot of things in this base.
Actually, I don't think so. It's probably not mostly electricity fueled.
Who knows? Anyway, Rogue's not going to bring that up. Nor would she probably think of it.
Mason's too crystal.
Yeah, so I think then, with the 4 of us, it would be best to split into 2 teams of 2, in my opinion. I think we have the option of either sending one of our more combat-capable people with each group, or sending both combat-capable people to with the group that's more likely to run into fight.
I think it would be better to spread out in who's good at the combat capable.
That makes sense. Admittedly, the 2 of you also do both have experience in information gathering.
Not to mention, John is powerful enough on his own that in any situation that he's likely to get in, provided he's not being affected by the power dampening, it wouldn't matter really who's with him.
True. So I think my preference, though it's not a strong one, is to send Mason and Kathryn to one of the other sites to get as much information they can safely in their information gathering ways. And then, obviously, John will have the ability to keep them particularly safe with his skill set. Whereas the 2 of us go and get much more closer to a dangerous situation, and if we need to, we might be able to fight our way out.
Mason?
I feel like that's a good idea. But we should also maintain a method of constant communication.
So long as we don't get too close to their base, I think our comms should continue working.
I feel if you two get into a situation you feel you can't get yourselves out of, I should be notified so I can get there as fast as I can to try and force the situation back into our favor.
Will do. I'll have Omega contact you that way, even if something goes wrong. So long as I'm alive, you'll get the contact. Obviously, how many power anti-dampeners do we have?
I think only 2 got made.
Yeah.
Power dampeners?
Don't you dare say the word ampener again.
Now, does that include the one that was already in the suit?
No.
Okay, so
That
we
means
have
there's
3.
3. So you have enough for everyone that's power that is leaving.
Great. I was gonna say, because if we only have 2, it has to be me and John. But if we have 3, we can give one to Constance.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah.
He wouldn't die.
True. And I retain most of my functionality, actually.
You're in fact the only one here that wouldn't just break down.
Kathryn.
That's powered.
Oh, okay, there we go.
Kathryn will break down
Emotionally.
soon enough.
That's really,
What?
really aggressive. I don't know what you're referring to.
Neither do I don't die.
He doesn't know either.
Great. Well, then
Just call me silence.
let's go ahead, tell Matthias what we're going to be doing, that we won't be around, and then we can all go ahead and do our respective thing.
I'll go let him know.
We should try. Zax, do we have any scanners or anything that would be useful in gathering the information Archie would need about this?
The assurance.
Yeah.
He left a replica of his scanner.
He left a replica of his own scanner.
I assume that'll give us the information we need.
Mhm.
All right.
This is a little out of game. Because of where Zax is at the moment, this Zax cannot communicate with.
I figured.
I'm
that was
just
the case.
clarifying that, so he doesn't know what that Zax knows right now.
I'm betting you both of them made it.
Also,
Zax
I
1
want
and
to say,
Zax
'cause I
2.
haven't actually talked about this with you yet.
Not the first time.
Zax
We're
and
splitting
He
them
leave
multiple
all of
Zax.
the originals of his thing
Zax and
in
Jack.
a hidden place in the bunker with requesting strongly to Zax that he not let anyone know about that those are there, even Alfonso. And he did leave replicas out.
So, Zax will point you towards the replicas,
Okay.
which would be in the lab.
And otherwise indistinguishable from the originals.
So, you'll
What all has been replicated for us
Okay,
that is
so
available?
let's take a little look.
that is a
at what I
good
got.
thing to note because there are some things that might be very useful.
Like paralysis gun?
Door
That'd
knocker.
be
That
nice.
one.
Door knocker. Don't use that on the
Door knocker.
insurance.
No, use it on the guards.
Lightning gun.
He gave Zax.
Wait, Carmen.
So you just
He's
go
also
down
given
the.
Zax permission to determine
Just
whether
like
he
the
thinks
face of
people
Joel
should be able to
Knocker.
use certain things.
But go down the list.
All right. So, universal battery, his initial one that just can power things and take away power
Mhm.
to a limited
His
extent.
tendrils.
Tendrils. Sorry.
Doesn't make it
Well,
sound better.
I'm sorry.
Tendrils is better than
cables.
tentacles.
Cables. Cables of energy.
Like
Cables is
That's
best.
what I have. Yes, that guy.
We'll take that.
The
Constance,
difference is sometimes tendrils just describes it a lot better than
That's
cables.
true. Cable.
The cables is probably more accurate.
Are
That
they?
is really what it is.
How slimy are these tentacles?
They are not.
No slime.
They are not slimy.
They are
Yeah, no, he
very
does not use the darkness to power
astral
things.
projection-y.
So
Say they're
he
perfect.
has
was that?
experiment gloves.
Battery.
I would.
universal.
So yeah.
Aren't
Carson
you
is going to go through the
tentacles?
list. Carson's going to go through the list of all the items, and you all need to pay attention to that.
All right. So the universal battery, experiment gloves. Basically, they're very basic. Just when you're handling anything dangerous, you'll probably be fine in the hand area. They go up to your arms, metallic. Paralysis inducement ray. Prototype stealth armor. Well, yeah, I guess just straight up stealth armor, pal. Suit. Molecular analysis visor. Power negating bracelet. Lightning rod.
There's a power negating bracelet. It negates the power of the person wearing it.
Yes.
That could be useful.
Yes. Like, and when the user is wearing it, it doesn't dampen them unless you specifically are like, yeah, I want my power to be dampened.
But it would
So
be.
Whenever
just
you
for
activate
a
it
brief
on
description on
someone
how he has shown it to me, you're wearing it and you
Mhm.
grab it onto their hand and it locks onto them.
Unbreakable
Gotcha.
valve style.
I see. Yeah.
It
does.
Except it just transfers over to their wrist and activates.
Yeah. Though it could be very useful in a pinch for like passing under power detection radars.
True.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I
For
assume if
some
you were
people.
under the effect of
Yeah,
this
John.
dampener,
Yeah, Mason,
their
not
dampener
you.
will protect you. Because it's not being dampened.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Let me just. Oh god.
Just existential.
Ah,
crisis.
my
So,
trauma
what else?
bracelet.
What else?
Okay,
Trauma.
so lightning rod. Oh, that one's not. He did not leave one of those out. Power removal rod.
He did not leave that.
He did not leave one of those for you
Okay.
guys.
Aw.
He did leave his replicator out. He did leave the replicator. I assume he can't replicate the replicator, so that's the original.
Wand of Dead.
Yeah, we don't need to take
the-
that.
The visor 2.0.
Yeah, why not? Don't know what that does.
It's the
It's the
the power detection thing.
Oh, neat.
it's a new and improved. It's a more improved
I
version.
never got
I
to
still have
wear
the old
one
one
of
of
those.
Yeah, you do have the old one, but he would have at one point replicated it.
Out here looking
You
like
have
Geordie
the-
LaForge. This really is the next generation.
Who's Geordie LaForge?
Star Trek: The Next Generation.
He's a character from
So,
Star Trek.
uh,
He's if you've ever seen it, he's the guy who wears the
Cyborg,
visor.
Door knocker. Energy conversion rod.
So there's a door
There
knocker sitting
is a
out.
door knocker.
Mm-hmm.
It is very much biolocked. You cannot use it unless Zax decides to allow you to use it.
I can use it if I throw it hard enough. And
It
I
won't
can
do the
throw it
same.
hard enough.
Door knocker, more
Yeah,
like
but you can use a
door
mag like
thrower.
that too.
Although he would have had a note, please don't get caught. I don't want them to have my tech. I don't want them
I
to
feel
get
like
my
that goes
tech.
without saying.
We don't want that either.
Yeah. Yes, he just felt it needed to be said. This next one, energy absorption rod. This is what he held up whenever you were threatening to shoot him with a laser rifle.
Energy.
It's specifically designed to absorb energy attacks and also shoot them back. Shoot attack, energy attacks itself.
You? Me?
We'll figure
Rogue.
out. Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
aimed
Rogue
it at me,
threatened
but
to...
No, no. Who
Well-
wants it?
we'll talk about that in a minute once we have all the things.
Also, as a reminder, you have a lightning
I do.
rod. You do, yes.
I feel like the weapons should go to you guys, and we should get like the recon stuff, like the visors and stuff like that.
Scanning device
Makes sense.
is the next
So I
one.
feel like they should also have something.
The
Oh,
last one that he left is scanning device, which
Which
he
Rogue
also left-
proceeded to grab.
Yeah.
He did leave one of the amalgamation ones, but that's also one that he requested Zax. Please don't let people use this. Alfonso, if he really, really wants to, can under your supervision.
We have no use for it actually.
Yes,
but,
exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So, Rogue grabs the scanner, not particularly interested in most of the rest of the stuff unless Constance says something.
Constance takes the universal battery.
Did you make a list?
Yes.
I did make a list of everything that Constance would
Everything would be
would
labeled.
think useful. He did take the experimental hands, gloves, things, just because he tends to like fighting
Touching
things with his
Okay.
hands over weapons. The power negating bracelet.
Very useful.
I guess you guys can have the visor 2.0.
Well, we could replicate it. We have the replicator.
Oh my god, that's so true.
I was wondering when you were going to notice that.
Yeah, we don't have to split up the items at all.
Yeah,
It does take time to replicate. doesn't
Yes, time that you might not have.
How much time per item? 7 days.
Like, honestly,
It's at
it's up to you.
it's
I
typically
would say,
been-
like 10, 15 seconds. Up to
no,
a minute.
no.
Okay, I don't really know
That's-
what you see. That's why I said it's based.
It depends on the size and complexity of the item.
All right.
What if I wanted to replicate a potato?
You would be eating a very dry and tasteless potato. So potato.
But how long would it take?
It wouldn't be of an actual potato. You're aware of that, right?
Right,
Yeah,
but like,
how long would it
but how long would it take regardless?
I don't know, like 5 seconds.
it? What about the visor 2.0?
20 minutes.
So maybe skip out on that.
Yeah. Later,
What about the
if we have
door
time later, we should replicate more stuff.
Door knocker is surprisingly one of the more complicated items here, and how it works.
Yeah. Despite being
Simple
one of the more
effect.
ramshackle. looking
Simple
ones.
effect, quite complicated.
Constance is also taking the energy absorption rod.
Good.
Yeah. Rogue wakes for you to grab, and as you're grabbing this stuff, she makes eye contact, not eye contact, but she looks at the stun
The paralyzation
her
ray.
there. Yeah, and she just reaches over and grabs that.
Yeah, makes sense. Can't let anyone else have this. She remembers.
It's
Trauma.
very strong.
It's actually been nerfed because
Oh.
I badly communicated things.
What does it do now?
So it has I forgot that it has reduced duration. As I rolled a 7, so he said I have to have 2 errors. The 2 errors are short duration and consumes a lot of energy power.
So it's
you only
like,
get 2 shots before it needs to recharge, and it needs a while to recharge.
and they don't last as long.
Yeah,
How
they last,
long?
like 10
10 minutes.
to
10 to what?
I was,
Don't you dare
I
say
thought
hours.
You were gonna say
10 to
seconds
the 8th
to a
power.
couple minutes, but 10 minutes is fine.
10 minutes.
Yeah, still a fight leader.
Yeah, hopefully.
Admittedly, now that I have the ability to one shot, it's less useful, but
Now you can one shot without.
Great
killing.
for taking people we don't want dead.
It will do 1 damage because of the whole it uses a lot of energy thing.
We should definitely make sure they're not on death's door then when we use it.
yeah.
That would be bad.
Yes.
But yeah, that's the only item that I wanted
I'm
from the
going to probably
list.
They're not frozen. They're just.
And then I'm
They're just
assuming
dead.
they're gonna probably grab the visors.
Yeah, she'll just grab the first one,
Yeah.
which is a lot less useful, but still useful.
I'm the one that's professionally in the information gathering business, so I figured.
But
Yeah.
we are taking the
The
scanner.
scanner, yes. That is
Sure,
the point.
She's technically in a professional information gathering business.
That's true. Very different.
Very
professional
different
information,
environments. Yeah, but yeah.
Not spy.
Hers is, excuse me, sir.
What?
What's your opinion on this? Mine is. So, what's your opinion on this?
Now, is she a reporter like today, or is she a reporter from like the 1950s? Because then she definitely is like breaking into places and shooting people sometimes.
Oh, like the ones that would like break into tenement houses. and
Like
take
Tintin.
pictures
She's
of-
like Tintin. That's in my mind. She's like Tintin. That man was not afraid to shoot
Or
people,
even
and
worse,
he did multiple times.
TMZ.
Or even worse.
Report.
I don't know.
DBZ.
The only report you'll be hearing is my gun.
Or worse. DBZ.
Anyway, so you grabbed your items.
Yeah.
Where are you going?
I think
Who's going where?
Rogue and Constance are going to the Assurance.
Okay.
Multiple times on the way there, they're going to stop.
You.
Yeah,
Distinctly,
only dying a little.
just for
It's my heart just stopped. It's gone. It started.
just for like sake of consistency and like easiness, I feel like it would be best for you two to handle the like
The bomb person?
the bomb person and figuring out roughly around how many grunts they have,
Yes.
and me and Kathryn focusing on figuring out like where the main members of the Cabal are, because
And what they're doing.
Yes.
Yeah, because we're the ones that could get away with it.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the plan. Yeah, and then we're headed to the bomb.
The
But
bomb guy.
where are they going? Where are Kathryn and Mason going?
Well, they could either go to the main Cabal HQ, the Furon base, the Shogun base, or the Pierce base. My recommendation would be Cabal HQ right now. That seems to be
Or alternatively, if you want the
The
safest
HQ.
option,
Shogun's base.
which is ironic because it's Shogun's base, but it's also
Imagine
farthest
it's
away
making
from
all of
everything.
noise. Yeah.
What?
It's making noise.
I'm not hearing you.
It's done that a couple of times.
It just does that.
It's how many options do we have?
Probably a fan.
You have 4 options. My recommendation would be the main Cabal HQ because, as the name suggests, it's the headquarters where most of the pivotal information is likely going to be.
You could also go here, here, or here.
I mean, we could start with the most this is Mason talking to Kathryn. We start with the most dangerous but important place, or we could start with the least important but safest place. Which would you prefer?
Middle.
Might as well aim high.
Cabal HQ it is.
Cabal.
You seem less than enthused.
Cabal hook.
Mason is less than enthused.
Yeah, that's why Kathryn said that.
He does not like anything related to the UEG, and this is the UEG, so
Pretty
The
much.
main base.
yeah.
So in that case, we will start with Constance and Rogue.
Woohoo!
Okay. So
Also, in case this wasn't clear, I'm remaining invisible the whole trip until I have to
Also
shoot
me.
someone.
Also me as well.
good to know. So I'm periodically turning off and on the dampening fields. You would make your way towards the Assurance, where you get to the center of town. This massive machine, and you see 4 guards.
4
Normal UEG soldiers.
grunts, essentially. Gotcha.
And they are
Guarding.
they're not being very attentive. They're just kind of standing around. But it's clear their job is mainly to be there and less to guard it.
How close with the scanner do we need to get for it to scan the assurance? Do we know that?
I assume close.
Is there any audio cue when it scans something?
So, I mean, there's a little button, a little switch that says normal and stealth mode.
And
it
then
it is specifically designed to, when you want it to, not make noises or anything.
Yes.
Noted.
Good call. As far as yeah, the scanning device goes. Well, I guess we probably should check out the surrounding area, make sure that there aren't snipers in the buildings, there aren't, secret SWAT teams hiding around here. So as soon as we get over to the base, we just get swatted.
Yeah.
There's the radiation capacity of the scanner. You have a little guy in your ear who can help you.
Do
A
admittedly,
little guy.
my plan is just to get
Well,
close.
I would say at this point,
Just a
our
little
team
guy.
in the Furon base and would not be able to
No,
communicate.
I mean,
Zax would be able to
it's
tell.
Zax.
Yeah.
Zax is also not able to. He is in
Other
No, no, no.
Zax.
the other. I see. Right.
Second
no,
better
it's-
Zax.
Zax 2.
First.
Just say
worst
Zax too.
Bunker Zax.
Zax too.
Zax B.
No.
Zax from
Bunker.
Universe B.
What?
Zax B. Zax 1B.
Isn't Zax B like a chicken restaurant? Zax.
Hell if
Yes,
I
it
know.
is.
Anyway,
Uh,
we need
yeah.
to be fairly close.
I figured.
But please roll scan the area.
3.
10.
You have 2 questions.
Snake Eye. Hey, you got experience.
I do.
What, first time you failed this season?
I think I failed an influence their actions already.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Scan the area is one that I'm surprised. Kind
I-
of surprised.
Yeah, I just got a +1.
What is hidden here?
Okay.
SWAT teams. 7 of them.
There would be, surprisingly, only one sniper in the surrounding area that you
Okay.
would notice.
Okay.
What's his
Kill
name?
him.
You don't know.
I'm not there.
No, you're not. And you can't ask questions when you're not there, so shush.
Hmm. Hmm. All these other questions won't provide me with particularly useful information. Okay, what happened here?
What happened here? Okay. Based on everything you see, there were a lot more men here, but for some reason, the security has been lessened significantly.
Gotcha. Constance will point out the sniper to Rogue.
I think we have two ways we can, well, really, I guess 3 ways we can go about this. One, will scanning make us visible?
No.
Okay. We go up, we scan it, and we just leave. We've already scoped out the area and we know everyone important who's here, so we don't need that information. Alternatively, we could kill just the sniper quietly, so that they don't realize that someone's been killed, or we do have the capability of killing all of these people and returning to base with.
Do we want to raise alarms here that their security is lacking and thus will station even more precautions, especially those that may be able to detect us?
I don't think that we should kill any of the 4 guards who are directly around. The sniper, I think I could go either way on that decision. He's definitely in a position where he could be killed without.
I want to see what he's equipped with.
Okay.
In particular, because he might have some kind of technology that either aids him in seeing things that he wouldn't traditionally be able to, or just,
Yeah. It would be a good idea to get an idea of these men stationed to guard, I guess. Though you did kill many of them outside of the other base, so
True.
if these are the same, if they're equipped with similar stuff, maybe there's no need for it. But also, I can imagine He's far enough away that we could probably kill him without raising severe alarm about the integrity of the device being breached.
True. I feel like, though, what if we knocked him out?
And then what?
Well, then take, if any, valuable equipment he has, and then he's just left there.
I don't understand why we wouldn't kill him.
Well, they for certain would know that, people were in the area, but he wouldn't be able to answer any questions as to why. Neither would his death indicate in any way how he was killed, because he wouldn't be dead.
True, though we wouldn't know how he was knocked unconscious, I guess, for similar reasons as why he would be killed.
I guess.
And if you killed them, it could be any number of causes of death.
That's true.
Up to you.
Let's just see what happens when we get there.
Alright. So 2 of us are gonna go and quietly scan the device.
You would go up, roll the scanner, press the button. No visual or audio indication. But you would see a message on the screen simply says error.
Air war. Is there like a debug option that tells us why the error occurred?
You look through a little more. Unable to scan.
I'm going to have Omega silently ask Zax if he could identify why it wouldn't be able to scan.
And would relay this information. Most likely this assurance has some defenses against such devices.
Okay. So we'll need to talk to... This is... Yeah. I assume we then leave from that area.
Yeah.
We'll need to talk to Archie about how to get past these defenses, I guess. Or Zax. One
Yeah.
of the two. Yeah, I can ask Zax now if he has a solution. Zax, is there any way that we could bypass these type of things or disable these kinds of preventative measures?
I would presume that at least specifically this assurance would have ways to against deactivating this, but you would have to know the precise frequency that and nature of the exact scramble.
Okay. Is there a tool we could set up that could detect this kind of frequency?
I would have to get to work on one, but I could make one.
Okay. Go ahead, and if you can get to work on creating that, we will then return to the base after doing some more reconnaissance here.
And as we're going to that, we will switch over to Archibald.
I think.
As Shogun leads you over to Kane Asylum, significantly more fortified than last you saw it. He gets there, gestures to the door.
Much appreciated. And he'd walk on in.
And as you enter inside, various soldiers walk over, pat you down, make sure you don't have anything. And walking out,
I am wearing my armor.
you are, as they stop you. But Fioran walks out. Release him, please. I'm aware of the armor you are wearing,
Much appreciated.
Archibald. Thank you for coming. I was unsure if Gerhard would allow you to leave. He's quite paranoid, as he should be. Please come with me.
I should follow him.
You would follow him into this massive laboratory. Clearly, it is effectively reworking the cafeteria. There are about a dozen other lower level scientists working on various devices, which you would probably recognize a couple designs that you prototyped once before.
What sort of things are they making?
Make a cognition roll.
10.
They're all working on different things, but a couple of them are distinctly. There's no pattern to most, but at least 3 or 4 are working on weapons. Though, Furon would lead you over to this section on the latter half of the room with a large glass pane wall set up. How do you make of all this, Archibald?
What do I make of it?
It's up to you. All this. He's referring to the room itself and
I
all
was
the
referring to me.
devices.
I was asking.
Ah. This. Many years ago, I came across a shard of a mirror. I'm looking to recreate it.
See, what happened to the shard?
It's in my possession.
Interesting.
This mirror has fantastical capabilities, which I would like to unlock.
Curious. Where did you come across this mirror shard?
It's not important anymore. Not to you. Though, unlike Earhart, you're less of a tool for me to use. Unfortunately, I cannot reach your level of advancement. You're smarter than me, which Gearhart would refuse to admit. I am not so egotistical. I would like you to assist me in repairing this mirror, replicating it.
Have you yet identified what substance it's made of?
It's not sure. It's not from any device or substance in the known universe.
I can reasonably assume that Shogun's armor is Numium.
You could assume that, yes.
Could it be some form of Numium?
Perhaps. We investigated those mines you sent us to, the Chimera Labs. It's curious. There was a section of it that we couldn't access.
Really?
A vault door. There was a sign. Nothing is allowed to leave. It's curious.
Yes. You couldn't enter.
No, I ordered my men to leave.
You decided to leave it alone.
Yes. There's a sign that says nothing can leave. Why would I go against that? I don't know what's inside. Similarly, were you aware that there was a eco-life bunker inside the woods?
Curious. Have you located it?
Yes, my men are working towards entering it as we speak.
Is it
Similar design of the other one we found.
the other one?
Yes. Though unfortunately, one of our men went mad and killed everyone in his squadron.
Archie is visibly concerned.
He doesn't know Constance did that.
No, he doesn't.
Phil.
Phil.
Oh yeah.
Phil guy.
Why do you have to do that, my man, Phil?
I need to get in there.
Phil
Yeah, why
survived.
did Phil have to do that to
Hey, Phil survived.
I think Phil was the first one to die.
That is.
It's slanted.
How do you feel about the assurance, Archibald?
It is effective yet concerning. It is unlikely
Yes.
that it will remain active forever. And I fear the
Oh.
consequences of unleashing Carver again.
Yes, this was my fears, but Gerhardt ignored them. He demanded that it was created. And he's aware it would kill all of us. But he has not shown to care. As long as this town is wiped off the map, that's all he cares about right now.
But it is not my place to question him at the moment.
Are you aware of his plans?
To eradicate specials.
Yes.
Yes.
Which I am one.
May I ask what your ability is?
I can detect pure cosmic energy and manipulate it as I see fit.
May I have a sample of this cosmic energy?
Of course not.
I expected as much, but
Unfortunately, I don't trust you
I
completely. I have no
understand.
reason to. We know you worked with Cloud at one point.
I didn't work with them. I
No,
discovered
but
that
Tracy
one of my
Boyle has deemed you a
colleagues-
traitor.
I discovered that one of my colleagues was a member, and
And you refuse to sell them out?
wait, don't they already know who it is?
No.
No? It's complicated at the moment.
I truly do not care about Cloud. They won't last long.
I agree. From what I have been able to understand, they are fragmented.
Their resources are dwindling. It will only be a matter of time until they die out. And then another group will come, and then another, and then another, and then another, until the UEG is gone. It's inevitable.
No empire lasts forever.
Though I have a feeling this one has larger cracks than most. How did you do it, Archibald? How did you make Tracy Boyle vouch for you? She doesn't vouch for anyone. She cares for no one. Why are you so special?
I was lucky. Not special.
I don't believe you. Though seeing as you won't tell me, there's not much I can do. Have you encountered such a mirror before?
Yes. A piece of it.
Do you have it?
No. He's not lying. He does not have
No, he
one.
doesn't.
I witnessed. You're aware with the disappearance of my guard, Captain Strong.
Yes, how tragic.
A young special stabbed him in the throat with one. The shard disappeared along.
I see. Where
Also
was
not lies.
And where was this?
At my house.
Perhaps we could detect where this shard went.
Perhaps. I can, if I am allowed to accompany, I can show the exact location where he was. I managed to escape. But.
Where did
I
you find
think-
your shard?
What?
Where did you find it?
I believe it was not my shard. That's from what I have understood. It was in the former Kane Labs.
Ah, yes. Malcolm Kane. Very well. I will send men to investigate. Thank you, Archibald.
I would appreciate it if we could find him. If he's still alive. I don't know if he could survive that.
I don't know. We'll find out. We're going to shift over to Mason and you are going to the main Cabal base,
Bad idea, but
which is a bad
it
idea.
was the
But
group's
you're doing
decision.
it. It was.
I would distinctly have changed into
Less discreet clothes. More discreet.
Less discreet.
clothing.
Distinct is what I meant to say.
Clothing that makes me look like I'm someone from the area. What time of day is it right now?
I would say closer to noon.
Close to noon. Okay. No, not HOA. I'm going with a different one this time.
So what's the circuit?
I would distinctly be dressed in like casual clothes. Like a pair. Well, it's May. So
Yes.
It's like mid spring. So probably a pair of sweatpants,
Okay.
a short sleeve tee.
So what's our cover?
I was just gonna go with a local asking questions, trying to figure out what's going on.
And
Either
you're
that or
sure we get,
tourists.
or you're sure we get any useful information out of that we don't already know?
Would you rather that or pretend to be a member of the UEG? They know.
We clearly don't look like members of the UEG. I don't know.
I could go with the HOA bit again, but I don't think
I don't
that's
think
gonna
that would work. Unfortunately. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a look inside.
Maybe we could be like, "Hey, we're tourists. What's this?" But then we'd have to be from Colorado, and then we'd have to tell them we're at from Colorado, and then it'd be this whole big thing. I don't know. We'll run with it.
Okay. And in this scenario,
We could stake the base out. We're not gonna learn anything if we stake the base out.
and in this scenario, who am I to you?
In relation to my age, how old is Kathryn? I am 32.
26.
Kathryn's 26. I don't know. We could go little sister.
Sure. Why not?
I mean,
So you would. There are a few guards out front. She will let you take the lead. Because you're the player character.
Mason will walk up and approach the guards and just like throw his hand up in the air and just like wave. Be like, "Hey, how's it going today? Nice day outside, you know."
I would say so. How can I help you, sir?
I don't know, just looking around.
You can look around over there.
Yeah, but it's more interesting to look around over here, you know. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you could also look around over there.
Distinctly, where is he pointing?
Just away.
Away. So what made you want to work for the UEG?
Money.
I get you.
Is there something you need, sir? Sorry, my brother's a little slow sometimes.
Are you calling me?
We're actually looking to join up, and we're wondering who we need to talk to about that. Oh, probably Dr. Gearhart. He's in charge here. Perfect. And how do we talk to him? Well, he's inside, but I'm not sure he wants to be interrupted by random recruits. Well, is there anyone else we can talk to? I don't want to intrude on him. If that's
Patrick, I have a very important mechanics question.
yes.
If I, towards not the end of the session, but the end of my part, make it where Kathryn never jumped in, will we have never entered the base?
I suppose you'll have to find out. Because it's not the end of your section, is it?
I know. But if at the end of the section I make it to where Kathryn never jumped in, would the conversation I was carrying make it to where we never
No.
entered the base?
You were, well, your conversation would not have led you entering the base.
Okay. Her not jumping in, I'm assuming, would have also led to us not entering the base.
Yes.
All right, cool.
Unfortunately, Kathryn doesn't have dice, so can you roll for her?
Roll what?
Just influence their action.
Oh, influence their actions?
It's effectively it's together. But
She's lying, correct?
Yes.
All right, cool. That's a +4.
You're actually what?
Oh, shit. That's 1, 2, 3. That's a 7.
A 7? That's
Yeah.
surprising.
I rolled a 3 on the dice.
Damn.
But I'm going.
8 tokens.
He doesn't have 8 tokens. I believe he has 3.
I have 4 because I rolled an 11 on a discern intentions against him when he was talking about being sad. Screw it. I'm gonna be rolling influence their actions a ton in here, so
Yes, you are.
I'll burn 3 tokens to make that a 10.
I suppose that'll be fine. Come with me.
Step. Does Kathryn do that to me?
Yeah. Look, bro, we're in a UEG base.
We're
Never
gonna
been here
finally get
before.
to live our dream,
I know.
working for the government.
Always wanted to work for the
God, all
government.
those years at the post office, they're finally paying off, aren't they?
I know.
Service on it? Can't work for the government if you didn't.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm lottery number A52.
Okay.
B52.
That's Kathryn.
First name Bingus, last name Jumble. Look it up. That's
Okay.
a joke. That's
So you head inside, and you would see the base, which you have been in here before, because
Yes.
this is the same Ecolife, old Ecolife.
They wouldn't have
facility.
records of my face, would they?
Nolan had those removed.
Right. Good guy.
Good guy.
Good guy.
Good enough.
You did a good thing.
He did a good thing, and he hasn't killed you yet. So good guy in my mind. So the guard would lead you over to Gerhardt's lab, where he would knock on it.
Knock, 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 knock.
Sir, I have some people here that are looking to join up with the UEG. You see the door open, and you see Gerhardt standing there. He looks pissed. Why would you bring 2 unknown recruits into my facility? Because they didn't... There's no one else they can talk to about this. What is your name? Steve? Steve, you sit over there. I will deal with you later.
Hi, sir. It's always been a dream of mine to meet you.
Who are you?
Mason.
Mason?
Yeah.
And who are you? Tay. And why would you like to work for the UEG?
Sir, it's always been a dream of mine. See. Perfect soldier, Mason K. You see, So I started working in a small post office back home, and just in that tiny little government job, I just grew such an admiration for the work you people do for our country. I feel I need to pay my part, you know?
And what sort of skills do you have that would benefit us?
Well, I'm really good with the mail.
I have no use for mail.
Everyone has use for mail, sir.
Have you heard of email?
I'm okay with that.
How good are you with tech?
To
Can you follow orders? Oh, he's great at following orders.
the T, sir.
To the T. Can you use a gun?
I mean, my dad took me hunting once or twice, so I can use a rifle to some extent accurately.
Can you roll influence their actions?
God bless the
Oh,
DVD star.
that was so funny.
What's the fact he said dad? True.
And that he works in a mail room.
I mean, he could have.
Oh, that's a 10 that's a 10.
Okay.
I rolled a 6 and then I have plus 4 to lying to people.
So now for the durate, continue. Where is it?
Oh, I have a +1 against him?
Well, no, let me confirm with the rules. It's been a minute since we've used influence their actions properly. No, you don't get any bonuses. That's for discern intentions.
Switching bait.
Fine.
Yeah.
Welcome aboard, Mason. What?
Kane, no relation, sir. My parents, they admired the man and thought they'd be funny.
They changed their last name.
They changed my last name.
Your last
Yeah.
That is doable. If on the birth certificate you write
That's so
the
funny.
wrong one.
Your last name.
Yeah, me and her, we're siblings.
My last name's not Kane.
It's not. So
They
it's-
spelled it differently.
So it's her name isn't not Kane. It's oh god, I've been going by Kane for so long that I forget our actual last name. Right. Shit. What was it? It's Tay Smith, right? So our parents, they're Abigail Smith and Jonathan Smith. I know John Smith. It's really funny, but they thought they'd play a joke and name me Mason Kane after the scientist that they admired growing up.
And where is the joke?
They had an awful.
My life.
They had an awful sense of humor, sir.
I can tell.
Growing up in that household with those jokes was hell on earth, sir. That's actually why I joined the post office, and then I got an admiration for the government. God bless the UEG.
This whole time, Catherine's just kind of jumping in randomly. But then Gara turns to her and why do you want to join? I don't love the government as much as he does, but frankly, sir, I have nothing better to do with my life.
Hey, God bless the UEG.
God bless the UEG.
God bless the UEG.
She does do the little salute. You do see Gara kind of grimace at that. He's like,
Patrick, I have a question. Mechanically, since my character had been a spy his whole life, can I cry on command?
probably.
So the last God bless the UEG, I'm just gonna salute, and just a single tear is gonna roll down my cheek in admiration.
Are you crying?
I just love our country so much, sir.
Taps plays quietly in the background.
Okay, fine. Fine.
God bless the UEG, the UEG.
Fine. Fine. You come with me. You go away.
No.
Walk, 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 walk.
So Gerhardt takes you into his laboratory.
Laboratory.
Sit there.
Sit.
So, Mason, Kane, or Smith. Whichever.
Legally, it's Kane, sir.
Legally, it's Kane. Do you know anyone named John Smith? There was a John Smith that tried entering the town hall the other day.
My father was named John Smith, but he should be back.
He said he
sir.
ran the HOA.
As far as I know, Entity Point doesn't have an HOA, sir.
That is correct. They don't.
Now, what kind of idiot would try to play it off as us having an HOA?
I'm not sure. A dumb one.
Probably, sir.
Idiot. A dumb idiot.
Yeah, but
A big dumb idiot.
dumb idiot.
Hey, Patrick.
Yes.
So, can I real quick burn 2 tokens to
Didn't you use 3? Oh wait, you got another one.
I got another one. Could I burn 2 tokens on one of those faces to make this is Gearhart, right?
Mm-hmm.
To make him forget John Smith's face?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
It's just hard to place. Now. Do you have a good relationship with the rest of your family? Mason?
My sister, yeah. We have a brother, but he's been distant recently.
What does he do?
He's been so distant. He just bounces back and forth between jobs, so
One of those.
yeah. He's trying, but he just can't hold anything down. For a little while he's working at the post office with us, and then they had to let him go because he just couldn't keep up with the workload.
I see.
And now he's working for
As you're sitting there and talking, Gearhart picks up this weird wired device and sets it on your head. It has a bunch of wires attached to it.
Don't you mean tentacles?
tendrils.
No. Wires. Yes, and how are your parents? What is your relationship like with them?
How did your parents?
And he goes. Oh,
Just melt your
what?
brain.
This one you said hours and they corrected the parents.
No, I said parents.
Okay.
He goes back over and starts tapping something on a computer. Continue.
This is progressively going worse.
Out of game. A random expendable person has just walked in.
True. They do that.
Do they already know they wouldn't know he's a special because they would assume he'd be dampened and therefore protectable.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure I've had at least the dampening part of the armor on under like the entirety of my clothes activated this whole time.
Mm-hmm.
My mom and dad, they're good people.
Do they live nearby?
Oh gosh, Colorado's really big. They live towards the force field over by. Oh gosh. How close is Boulder to Entity Point?
Doesn't matter.
They live over by Boulder by the force field. They're a decent ways away.
I see. And you no longer work at the post office?
I'm not on the payroll, sir, but
And as you're talking, he'll pull a little light and please follow the light. As you're talking.
Well, we were good employees at the post office, sir. In fact, I was employee of the month 3 months in a row.
Of course you were, of course.
But in case our plans of, well, we were initially here on a sort of pseudo vacation. We wanted to see what all the excitement was about Entity Point, and then we realized
Very
that-
important town.
I've heard so. You know, they say things happen here that happen nowhere else. What's the line?
Cannot happen. No, that's what Mason said. He just moved in. He doesn't know.
I just moved in. I wouldn't know.
Things that happen here.
Only happen here, nowhere else.
Yeah.
Things that happen here and nowhere else. Because here is where
Is changed
Here
slightly.
is only nowhere else is happen.
Anyway, you can.
Uh,
Yes, and I've heard that as well.
we but we saw the UEG base here, and we thought we had to give
Had
it
to
a shot.
join up.
Yeah, we had to give it a shot. So, in case the post office doesn't hear back from Tay and I, they're expecting us back.
Oh, you still work there?
We're still technically on payroll, sir, but we let them know the moment we knew the UEG was in town that if we could join up, we would.
I would let them know you're not coming.
They knew we were always a big fan of the
Of course.
UEG.
Hold out your arm. And he pulls out a syringe, an empty one. Thank you. Thank you. Do you know your blood type?
No, sir, I don't think so.
That's fine. It's all right. Fine. Hold out your arm. He pulls out another syringe. This time it is filled with this green liquid.
All right, cool. I'm gonna immediately roll use power.
No, see what happens.
Okay.
I mean, you could discern
We out.
intentions. I don't think he needs to. I think we all can guess what he's doing. What?
We don't know what the green juice does.
I would have used it whenever he put the thing on my head. Personally.
Ooh, that's a 7, but I will burn a fate point to make that a 12.
Are you sure you want to burn a fate point?
It's a 7, Patrick.
Are you sure you want to use a fate
Okay.
point on this?
Remind. What are the consequences of having a 7? Sorry.
Give me a second. Here's the thing. 7 is still a success.
7 is still a success.
There is an unintended consequence.
Mhm.
You choose the consequence.
Okay. Is there only
Consequence-
one?
There are a couple.
Well,
It-
is there only one consequence to it, but I get to choose one?
Yes.
Gotcha.
The intended effect is weakened.
Okay.
It draws unwanted attention.
Okay.
Ignoring armor, you take 1 harm. An undetermined terrible side effect. And it has a short duration.
I'll eat the harm.
Yeah.
Okay. What are you doing?
I'm making it to where Kathryn never started talking, so she never got us into the base in the first place.
And to be clear, you're not having any additional effect like with people remember things.
Oh, absolutely not.
So, back outside.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking to the guard. Kathryn is letting you take the lead completely.
Yeah, so we used to run a post office back home, and we figured we've been working for the government our whole lives. We might as well check out what the UEG is happening, because, like, I'm interested in what's up the food chain, but I'm, like, really content with my post office job right now, you know?
I'm sorry, I don't know if I can... I'm not sure there's any reason why I would let you inside.
Oh, no, you're
To talk to
good.
Gerhard.
What's, like, but, like, outside of that, how do you feel, like, do you guys, like, get dental, or what's it like working for the I just want to know what it's like further up the food chain.
I don't know what it's like further up the food chain.
Well, because you're further up the food chain in the government than I am. So I'm, like, wanting to know, like, what your position
I
is.
get plenty of benefits, 401k.
You guys get 401k?
Yeah, I know.
Shit. Dude, we don't even get dental.
Yeah, it's a pretty quiet job most of the time.
I mean, granted, our
Until they
jobs-
randomly call you and you have to up and leave.
Yeah, that'd be that kind of suck. Like, ours is pretty quiet most all of the time until someone, tries to ship drugs or something.
Yeah.
And then it gets like, I have to call the cops now, and then they handle it. But, like,
Makes sense.
calling the cops is never fun.
Well.
Granted, the cops probably call you once or twice, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
It's a living.
lately, it's not been as safe. We lost a whole squad of guys yesterday.
What happened?
When I heard one of them went crazy, shot everybody. If you don't, I think a special did it. Manipulated his mind and stuff. Caused him to kill everybody.
Yeah, that would do it. Stuff like, you know what they say, things can happen here that don't happen anywhere else. So it makes sense if a special like
Yeah. Just hoping the boss can figure out everything and get rid of all of them.
yeah. Hopefully you get that figured out. We don't want to. This is gonna sound so bad. You know, sir, just between you and me, I don't want him in the town either. So, you guys,
know.
you're honestly doing us a favor. But like,
I know.
keep up the great.
That's what the assurance is for.
Really?
Yeah, it turns them all off.
It's quite the assurance.
You guys can do that?
I know. I didn't even know that. I don't like you, Carson.
That's like a weight off my shoulders, sir.
Mine too. I don't gotta worry about him.
Huh. Well, that just made my day. You have a wonderful afternoon, sir.
You too.
And I'm going to walk off. Kathryn's going to have no clue what just happened.
You're like, are we not gonna get in? Shut the fuck up. Okay. What?
I'm gonna wait till we get like a decent distance away and then like go into like, is there like a grocery store
Yeah.
nearby? I'm gonna go into a grocery store and like go to like, I don't know,
A random aisle.
random aisle. Be like,
What happened?
I did get in, I changed it. They tried to start doing tests and shit on me. I had to get the hell out of there.
Did you learn anything?
They tried to do tests on me.
You see a couple of people go straight.
It was gynecologist.
I don't think so.
They're like,
He lied.
No, it was so I had to get a prostate exam, but his name is Dr. Gynecologist, and we call him gynecologist for short. It's Mason's character.
This is his what he does, where Constance tells them the truth and expects them to think it's a lie. And everyone thinks it's a lie.
No, the people
he's
that
in
were
a,
in the
he's
other
in a
aisle
grocery
were like,
store
Okay.
and said they're doing tests on me, and everyone who went, huh?
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a guy and his name's Gynecologist, you know. He's the gynecologist. It's
Oh,
honestly,
that's-
it's a funny joke in the office. Really, you should see him make that joke all the time. That's besides the point. Yeah, they were trying to do tests on me.
That is something to know, though, that they're testing on people.
You probably saw people in there. I don't know if you remembered anything, but
Oh yeah, I would have. Would I have seen anyone in there besides?
No, you were the only person in Gerhardt's lab, other than Gerhardt.
What was Gerhardt's lab like?
A lot of genetic equipment and DNA testing and stuff like that. But you did see the monitor with all the dots that represent specials on it.
Were there any notes on that monitor that I could have?
There was a circle around a specific area that you know of where the bunker is,
Okay. All right.
and a small note that says "check out." Check this out later.
Yeah, they're like, they know where we are. We already knew that, but like, they're actively trying to look for us. They have it circled on their little map thing.
That is good to know, though.
And he tried doing tests on me.
Your phone starts ringing.
Who is it?
Hal.
Hi, Hal.
Hey, John. If you don't get your mail today, I'm just throwing it away.
Oh my
Okay,
God,
I can't.
fine, I'll
I'm
get
not,
the
I'm
mail.
not keeping it any longer.
I'll get the mail.
Also, do you know where my car went?
Someone stole your car?
Yeah, I know. It's a piece of shit. I don't know why anyone would want to take that. Sorry, ma'am. Piece of crap.
How? Why would anyone want to steal your car?
I don't know.
Wasn't it in like the, like, underground like parking lot we had?
Yeah.
How would someone steal your? Dude, I'm telling you, it had to be like someone that lived in the building.
I
They're the
know,
only people that
I
have keys to
know.
down there.
I think it's that mortician guy. I think he took it. He just seems shady as
It
fuck.
was a station wagon, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know how many bodies that mortician could?
Shit, you're right.
stealing?
Sorry. Bye, John.
Bye, John.
What?
You're so mean to have.
They are.
I'm gonna go get my mail. You keep bringing it up every session, so I might as
I've
well.
only brought it up once. Okay.
You brought it up last session. You brought it up this session again.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's important.
Probably.
I'm
Yes.
He's been trying to.
Yes.
I was gonna.
Yes.
All right.
Because it was mentioned it had red markings on it.
Walk.
You walk into the apartment complex. You see Hal standing there. He's talking to a couple of police officers. I don't know. Just disappeared.
You
Hi, John.
You talking about the car?
Yeah.
All right, this is to the cops. I swear, it had to be someone in the building. People in the building are the only people that have keys down there. And like, I went down there later to like see if because I was looking for my car. I couldn't find my car either. And there were like the locks are perfectly fine. No one's broken any time
Can
recently.
you roll influence directions? Yes, low stakes.
That's a 10.
Yeah.
That I'm lying, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a 10.
You had to ask if you were lying? I'm lying, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So you do that, they'll nod and head off deeper into the complex. You see he just sets down a single piece of paper that's been sitting there 2 days. And unfortunately, I can't take everyone's mail.
You take people's mail?
No. Who would say that? You see he just brushes some papers off of his desk. Who would say that? What? I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Those are like government checks, Hal.
No, they're not. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
That's Lord welfare money.
It's my mail.
That's a letter from Mackenzie's husband. She hasn't seen him in years.
Don't look at that. It's not. It's fake. Okay, it's fake.
I had to look at it first to make sure it wasn't someone trying to break her heart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
People have been sending her fake mail from her husband for forever. I'm assuming that was also fake mail.
Yeah.
I know you've been trying to get with her a lot recently, so
John, shut up.
have you asked her out on a date yet?
Of course not. The government came to town. That makes it scary.
Yeah. Isn't Hal distinctly like a 60-year-old man?
He's probably closer to his 40s, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
He has stuff better to do with his life.
I'm going to get like some lunch real quick. Do you want anything while I'm out, or are you good?
Chicken salad sandwich.
From?
The store? Skinner's grocer.
Okay. I'm just simply not bringing him.
I know you aren't.
I was gonna call him and be like, "Hey, yo, they're out of chicken salad sandwiches." So
Damn.
sorry, man.
Anyway. Okay, what was that all about?
I got a letter.
Okay. Everyone gets letters all the time.
Yeah, but this is a cool letter. You see, I'm just gonna like reach into my back pocket and pull out like 15 papers. People keep leaving me things that have like red markings all over them from like, I don't know if it's a pen or a crayon. Well, it is a pen. It's not a crayon. But like, and I don't know who it is. And the guy texted me not too long ago about like, what? Yeah, he texted me like 4 months ago when all the stuff with the shadow orb was going on. About like Mayor Myers being able to teleport.
It doesn't surprise me. A lot of people can teleport.
It it doesn't surprise me. Mayor Myers is weird as hell.
Yeah. It's like 1,000
Nice
years
guy,
old.
but he's weird as hell. But yeah, they'd be like sending me things with, they're all marked up, and then don't mind that. That's just a 5-year-old's drawing.
Yeah, that's Maya's.
Yeah, Maya.
I know her. I know that.
But like, and then I get this in the mail.
No.
Catherine.
They have left by this point.
I'm giving up, but I just keep missing names.
It's like, this thing's marked to hell. It's a map of the town.
Oh.
And everything's like for example, these people know stuff that they shouldn't, like, the mall is crossed out and it says Kane Labs next to it. So whoever's giving me this stuff knows way more than everyone else.
Maybe it's Vladislav. No, wait, he wasn't in town yet.
I'm not gonna call him.
I mean, that'd be a good idea. We might need his help.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell me I wasn't thorough enough, but phone. Vladislav on speed dial.
Hello,
Hey,
John.
yeah. It's Mason, but cool.
Mason now?
Yeah. Shut up. You're not the one giving me things with red marking on them, are you?
No.
Alright, cool.
Is that all you called me for?
No,
This
something,
could have been a text.
no, something more. You don't read your texts.
I don't, but you could have.
But,
So I can ignore it.
do you, like, have anything going on right now? This isn't what you think.
That's what I was gonna say. Are you busy tonight? I mean,
Do you want to go, like, bowling?
You like roses?
Something to eat.
Have you ever been to the downstream casino?
anyway,
Yes.
I am-
Casino in
I
Colorado.
got a call from Archibald yesterday about the Cabal.
Yeah, are you free to help us with that, or? Because it's kind of.
I could.
Would you, please?
Why? It does not concern Infinity. At all.
Yeah, but you see, you're in town,
Yes.
correct?
But I
Right.
also have a job to do.
Yeah. You know the little thingy that they set up in the middle of town that's like
Yes.
dampening powers? Yeah, it's a bomb,
Oh.
and it will destroy all of this. And all of this includes you.
Yes.
So I feel like it's within your best interest, make the bomb not be a bomb anymore
And how would I do that?
by helping the people that can make the bomb not be a bomb anymore, make the bomb not be a bomb anymore.
Sounds abominable.
Let's all look at Carson shamefully.
Actually, he doesn't.
Yeah, that's every time. What?
He doesn't deserve this.
Why?
I have so many reasons.
You say there's 13 of them?
Yeah, I have another.
I almost said die, but that's kind of the joke.
But yeah, there's a bomb in the middle of town, and we're trying to
Where would I start?
helping us.
Yes. Where would I start doing that?
You could meet me and Kathryn at miscellaneous location in town.
You have the map right there.
Shut up.
And
Number 31.
What's number 31?
It's the Newdale house.
you know,
Hmm.
I picked a number. It was a good number to pick.
Did you randomly pick
Yeah.
one? Hmm.
Admittedly, very few
Lord.
of these houses are things that would be reasonable to meet out.
I think Mr. Newdale really needs work.
Number 4 is the dump.
Yeah.
I mean, he's talking to Raccoon.
How about this? if we're meeting at like, we can meet at an undisclosed location in town that no one's gonna want us follow us to. So we could either meet at like the homeless encampment outside or the dump. Either one of those. People don't like, normal people don't prefer going to dumps, and
The
people that-
dump will be fine.
Okay. God, you don't like homeless people?
Homeless people will give out information for anything.
You don't like homeless people. Yeah, we can meet at the dump.
Just there was a word which I heard him saying. People will rule the world.
Homeless people are the bane of my
They're the
existence.
next stage in human evolution.
BWG, homeless people.
You see, you got beta,
Homeless guy.
you got alpha, you got omega,
You
you
got
got,
homeless.
homelessness.
I will meet you at the dump in 20 minutes.
Jesus, that's soon.
Why on earth would you wait?
Cause the dump's across town. Yeah, true. All right,
You're right.
we'll meet you at the dump.
Okay. We will shift over to Constance and Rogue. What are you two doing?
So,
We're going after the sniper, right?
yeah, are we gonna kill him or?
Well, that depends. Are we at the sniper yet?
Roll hide from view.
13.
6.
Well, Rogue is.
5. You hide from
I'm going to
Someone's at the sniper, and it's
Oh,
not
no, you're right.
Constance.
spend a
Actually, that's higher.
token.
Constance is now on the wrong building, but still.
Why am I on the wrong building?
There's two right next to each other. And you cannot see Rogue.
How did we get separated?
because
Oh, we're invisible.
You weren't holding hands, were you?
Fine, whatever. I'll just
I
go
don't
to the
know.
other building.
You can throw stuff from
I don't need to throw stuff. Defenestration. That's what's going to happen.
Yes.
Admittedly,
Doesn't defenestration require being thrown out a window?
Yeah.
You're
Rogue.
on top of a building. There's no windows.
What do I see about this guy?
One big window.
He has semi better equipment than
Just throw him out of
most of the soldiers, but nothing too out of the ordinary. He's focused on the area around the assurance.
I'm going to. I assume he's. How far away is he from me?
2 inches.
You probably would not be that far.
Okay. After getting an idea of where this guy is, I'm going to back away far enough that I can whisper without any danger of being heard. And then I'm going to whisper, assumingly, to Constance. So, I'm going to kill this guy? Or...
Hey, Constance.
How did we get separated? I did succeed on my hide from view roll.
Yes,
And you are hidden.
you are hidden.
I feel like we would have been keeping tabs on one another because we're both invisible.
Tabs, that's a totally accurate battle simulator.
Are we holding hands?
No. But I feel like we would have like
Okay,
routine check-ins like every
Very
10
well.
seconds or so.
when you get on the building, you stumble. And bring attention to yourself, because that's what a 7 means.
Fuck it. I'll make it a 10 then. I have 4 tokens.
Okay. And you're fine.
Okay.
Great.
Then, yeah. I do the same thing that I said that I... Yeah. They'll know
Yeah, we'll
we
go.
were here. But on the other side of things, they probably know that we're going to look at it eventually.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
You go ahead and do it, and I will back you up in case things go wrong.
He's dead.
Tell me how he dies.
What'd you roll?
Above a 10.
Oh, yeah.
If it's a 12, he does double damage.
So true. Not that it matters, but yes.
I mean, it kind of does, because naturally he can't kill them fully.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
He doesn't have the capability of killing them instantly with one hit.
I can do 8 harm in 1 hit.
What? How? Do you not know how?
No, I know how. I just
There's
it's
notes.
complicated.
Because I know you don't have a weapon that can do that.
No.
No, though So I have an attack that does 2 harm as a
Brute.
brute.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I roll, what is it? Okay, so yeah, whenever I roll a 10 plus for take up arms, I can add an additional effect, which one of those effects can be add 1 harm to an attack. So that's 3 harm. Then I have precise strike, which when I roll 10 plus, I inflict further 2 harm. That's which I do every time. 7 harm. Then there's
Where'd
also
you get 7 harm? That would be 5 harm. 3
Sure.
plus 2 is 5.
Oh yeah. 3 plus 2 is 5. Reckless abandon on a successful take up arms roll. I take an additional 2 harm that ignores my own armor in order to inflict an additional 2 harm. And then whenever you roll 10 plus on take up arms normally, you can choose to add an additional 1 harm, take 1 less harm, or the enemy is where you want them, totaling 8 harm.
But you still take 2 harm.
True,
Because
That's a little price to pay for salvation.
but I'm also attacking from ambush here, and the harm totals out to be the same.
Okay. I just wanted to confirm all of that because you don't. You just say you do this. You're not telling me that you're doing all of these things. I need to know that you're doing them to know that they're.
Yeah,
happening.
that's fair. It's just that every time I've attacked an NPC in the past, they've had less than 5 health, and I can just do that without rolling extra.
Yes. So
Does he have more than 5 health?
no, I'm
Okay.
simply pointing out. I need to know you're doing all those things to know that you're doing that they are happening.
Yeah, and I've done them before in combat, both against other PCs and NPCs, just to make sure, like, to get it across the board that I can do that. It's just, especially given the last combat that Constance was in, it was very tedious to do that over and over and over again. So I stopped mentioning.
And also, you yourself said you don't need to actually tell me the
Yeah.
damage. You said he was just gonna kill it anyway.
I did kill 9 people.
For you, it was because it was a metaphysical. mental thing.
But anyway.
Okay.
How does Constance kill this man? That's a question. Yeah. I think he just whips out his stun baton, stolen from Hayes, and just
His neck snaps from how hard you hit him.
Assume you go back invisible.
yes, I will do that. So I know you mentioned earlier, but what is he equipped with?
Slightly better than standard here,
And he has a sniper rifle.
which I will be taking.
Okay. If you weren't going to take that, I was going to take it. Somebody should have it. Um,
I have a hunting rifle. This is better.
It is a lot further range.
Two people from way over there now. Okay, cool. Right.
Stats
So
wise, what is the stats on the rifle?
I believe. Let me find it real quick.
If you want another grenade, you might have one.
it does 18 harm. It's silent, long range.
Power.
The sniper rifle
No
is
reload.
4 harm and far. It is not silent.
There's no silencer.
Yeah,
I can build this out.
But far also does indicate that it is that you cannot use it close.
That makes sense.
Also makes sense.
Could you hit someone with it?
Now, if I used one of my close attacks like my fist, could I choose to extend its range to far?
No.
That's so sad.
Your power doesn't allow that.
You just jump really far.
Plastic Man.
Luffy from One Piece?
Okay, sure. That also works. I was thinking Plastic Man from DC.
That is a 2 harm increase from my rifle before.
Okay, so now that he's dead, do we do we go back to...
Yeah, I think we go back.
All right.
I thought you two were the ones who were supposed to go out and, activate and deactivate your thing.
We've been doing that.
Okay.
We did that.
Right.
We'd stopped doing it before we got this close, but
That was while I was updating my notes. My bad.
yeah.
So you're heading back to the bunker?
Yes.
Good to Archibald.
Oh, I.
Is there a reason you're saying that?
Oh no.
Okay.
No, I've said that every time you pull me up again.
Yes.
Schrodinger's Archibald.
It's
I think,
bothersome.
therefore,
What would you like to be doing? You would see that a shard of this mirror, but not the same mirror, distinctly not the same, is embedded in this massive screen that's seemingly trying to replicate what it can show, but it's not fully working.
so he's gonna pull out his scanner at this point and scan the mirror, not the shard, the like.
Okay, it's not powered.
What are you trying to use to power this? The shard itself?
Does it require more energy?
It must, because
I see.
the shard itself is powered inherently.
I see. You watch as Furin walks over and places his hand on the screen. He sees his hand, the veins on his hand glow this blood red, and energy seeps into the screen.
What
Feeling
color is
it
the
full.
energy?
I just said blood
Okay,
red.
no. Okay, because you had said pure cosmic energy is what he could manipulate. And
Yes.
so I was curious if it would be a difference.
No.
Because that seems to be
He is generating.
Crimson Emperor's energy.
I said blood red.
Crimson Emperor. Blood Emperor.
Crimson
I said
Emperor.
Crimson.
So yes, energy fills up the screen, and it flickers, and it copies exactly what the mirror is showing. And at the moment, it is showing a strange sky. It's distinctly not the one on Earth.
Would I just be able to record that with the helmet?
Yes,
Alright.
if you had it on.
He does have it.
Okay. Good. Just clarification. When Fionn, let's go, and it continues. Interesting.
Where is this?
Another world.
Must be. Perhaps that is what this.
As you're
mirror
watching,
does.
you see this broken, bloody hand reach up in the screen. And walking onto the screen, you see a large crimson robot looking down. It's broad. It's. Give me a second. I have a description somewhere.
This can't be what I'm thinking. It's no way it would be. No, it's unlikely.
It's a massive robot. Its face is semi-slender, similar to an Iron Man helmet, but distinctly more militarized. Its eyes are glowing red. There's a glowing light, like a power core in the center of its chest, and its arms are behind it as it looks down at the mirror. Wherever this hand is, and the hand falls down. It looks down, its head tilts, raises its hand, and the screen goes static. Well, that's not concerning at all.
Not at all.
What?
Me too, Kieran. Me too.
Wonder what.
Perhaps that was Strom.
Strom?
Calvin. Unlikely, but there's always a chance.
Perhaps that's. No, it's not.
You have assisted me. You may go. I will have men transport you back to Gerhardt's base. Like I said, Gerhardt's base.
having the ability to ask someone smart enough to help me, like, you just gotta put batteries in, man. Just turn it off now.
Well, it wasn't exactly that, but yeah.
That was quite literally what it was. It was you.
Yeah, you need cosmic
gotta get
energy.
Power.
He's like,
It had power, not cosmic energy.
You see that on button right there? You got press it.
So,
I see.
but that was cosmic
It's
energy,
not
not
plugged in.
blood emperor energy.
like, did you?
Yes.
Okay.
All
Alright.
That's not.
Sorry, I just want to make this thing. I really want to.
There is no distinction.
You have to type in.
He can manipulate energy, cosmic energy.
Okay.
It is
This
cosmic.
right here.
Blood Emperor energy is still cosmic.
Okay.
So about 3 soldiers will transport you back to Gerhardt's base.
I think there should be 7 of them.
No.
Why not?
Because I said 3.
Not Shogun.
No, he went back to his own.
Would he,
Okay.
while going back, would he see me in Constance? Like,
And Kathryn.
Catherine.
You would see them leaving the base, but they're about halfway. So from where you are, they're too far away to really yell at them, but you do see them leaving because continuity.
Curious.
Like the monkey. Curious George.
Die.
I'm curious about what your entrails look like whenever they're spilled on the floor.
Maybe the
So,
monkey is
You
too.
make it back to Gerhardt.
Try it right.
And one last time, we'll shift over to Mason.
Try it right like
Mason,
Hey, Mason.
Masan.
My
you and Kathryn are now at the dump.
Man, what a dump. Get it?
It's not very funny.
Yeah, it is. You just don't understand.
Okay. And you see, walking in, you see Ladislav, distinctly not very covert.
So I see him. I see him.
He's-
How far away is he roughly?
I'll go 100 feet.
I'm gonna wait till he gets closer.
Okay, he gets closer. He's walking towards you.
There's like in shoutiness where I can see like the emotion on his face and be like, man, what a dump.
So Ladislav, he has this.
It's really a dump.
You would know a lot about that, wouldn't you? Mason. What do you want?
Vladislav.
It is my name. Yours is John.
Okay. Russian man Vladislav.
Okay. Barely amen, John.
He's winning. In case you're
Yeah.
He's winning this.
Boys, please. This is not the time. Hello, Kathryn. Are you upset?
No, you just smell bad.
We're in a dump.
Yeah, and I can still smell you. That's a real problem.
You're just insulted.
You met from?
I can walk away.
Anyways,
Nothing will happen to me. You wanted my help.
there's a bomb.
Yes. I can leave. And the bomb will not affect me.
So you're just gonna let all these people die?
I have seen many, many worlds. This one is no different. This is merely the one I was assigned to. I have seen many entity points.
Oh yeah, multiverse. Who?
Yes. How many have you seen?
At least one.
And that is unfortunate.
You've also seen at least one, as far as I know.
I have just told you I have seen many.
How do I know you're not lying?
Lathrop turns to go walk away.
No, hold on.
He stops.
So, we do need your help.
I'm sorry, what was that? Can you say it a little louder, please?
Constance needs your help.
Was Constance the one who called me?
Yeah, he does a really good me impression.
John.
Okay, fine. Yes, we need your help.
He turns around. Crosses his
I
arms.
swear to God, I hate this man.
I think so.
Do you need me to be thorough? Kathryn looks between and please don't just start shooting each other. I'm going to. It's not. You need a count, sir? No.
Anyways, I figured there's probably mutual interest in it for the both of us. You see, we don't die, and at any point still survives, and I give you a little bit of key information related to the fracturing.
A little bit?
It's the fracturing.
Yes. Which I know quite a bit about.
Yeah, I don't know if you know about this one.
There were Infinity agents inside Entity Point when the fracturing occurred.
Yeah,
They
but it's...
survived. I have their info.
What were their names?
Why would I tell you?
Because I don't think you actually know.
Agent Simone and Pratt.
Why would you tell me?
Because you won't know who they are. You got last names.
But anyways. Why do you keep derailing us? So there's
You hear a distinct.
there's this man in town who is in possession of a artifact from before the fracturing
Mhm,
that has the energy of the fracturing ingrained onto it.
mhm.
That shouldn't happen.
And what is this item?
I don't know. I wasn't there for it.
But do you know what it is?
You get that information after you help us not die.
How is this worth me helping you? I could just find it myself.
You're not thorough enough.
And yet you weren't the one who found it. Himself.
Yeah.
Mason only hates two people in this world: Vladislav and himself.
And or
No, he despises Alfonso. There's a difference.
that's attachment.
Anyway. Wild guess. Would it happen to involve a man named Richter Hydron?
No.
He is the owner of timeless trinkets.
No.
John, please.
No.
I've already investigated it.
Shit. Well, there goes my bargaining chip. Kathryn, you got anything?
She's just,
Please?
can't tell him that. Can't tell me what? Nothing. If you don't have anything, I'm going to turn around.
It's not what I thought it was it?
What? What did you think it was?
Yours truly.
I mean, that was an option. But it's a bad option. What about yours truly, John?
We encountered a force,
Mm-hmm.
and this force gave us very crucial information about the multiverse. Out of all of the people in the multiverse, it said, I distinctly am so much better than you at everything. And it said you sucked and smelled really bad.
I'm going to turn around now.
Why is there so much animosity here?
Lots of wait.
It's so true, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if I should tell you. I'm going to give you 10 seconds to tell me whatever it is you need to tell me, or I'm walking away.
Patrick, can I roll discern intent?
Yeah. On who?
Can I roll discern intent twice?
You don't have. Do you? You don't have. Sure.
Like one, then the other afterwards.
Mhm.
This is some Weston level abrasiveness right here.
What?
Just saw Russian
Oh,
Fire
great.
Nope.
John was already Weston in terms of power. Now he's becoming Weston.
True.
Fuck this guy in
He's John's good
particular.
person.
Even more than Alfonso.
That's a 9 on discern intent against Kathryn.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
So it's you know, but she knows. She's about to tell him your
I
power.
Alright, that's what I thought.
You know.
And now I'm rolling a discern intent on him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't know if that would work. I'm wanting to see how he would react if he knew.
Have to see him do it.
How many tokens do you have?
He doesn't have any.
1.
One. That's not enough.
Un.
It might be. It would still be a 7 to 9.
Wait,
Whoa,
what did you get on that?
What are you rolling for?
Discern intent on him.
Okay.
Wait, did you get a token just now?
No.
No, I rolled a 9. I was 1 away. Like, is he fully intent on letting entity point burn if that's what it comes to?
Or is it
Okay.
bluffing?
Or is he bluffing, trying to get the information out of us? That was my fun.
Okay.
That's an 8.
He's not entirely bluffing, but he is.
So he would step in if push came to shove, I'm assuming.
Yes. But he doesn't expect push to come to shove.
So he knows I know.
Yes.
Does he react in any way?
You have 10 seconds, but you have about 5 seconds before Kathryn spills something.
So,
He will turn back around. You have 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2.
we have access to the darkness.
Directly?
No.
Then what do you mean? He taps his watch.
I panicked.
He taps his watch.
So, in the center of town, an incident happened you were there for with the darkness and the Reaper.
Yes.
Kind of
I've
destroying.
already briefed my employers.
We are currently in possession of that Reaper.
The Reaper? Where? I see. I would like to take it away. Prison it somewhere more.
See? You help us. We help you.
Fine. Fine, I will help.
It's called being thorough.
Except the Reaper knows where
Every
Grace
day
is.
it's a row.
So, Mason has convinced Vladislav to help. Somehow. The assurance cannot be scanned. Bjorn is working on things behind Gerhardt's back. We will shift briefly. over. To Furon. He's activated the screen again. It's showing somewhere else. It looks eerily similar to the town hall. But it's distinctly not that one. It's someone else's. But it's an office. Someone's looking into the mirror. Someone familiar to Furon. Though he wouldn't know exactly who this person is. Looking through the mirror is Mason Kane. That is where we'll end this episode of Fantasy Point. Thanks for watching.